Good morning. So loud. Welcome to the classiest place on earth. I hope you're all doing well. My voice is still fucked from the con. TwitchCon was great. It was beautiful. It was glorious. It was exhausting. As usual, it was good though. It's always good. What's happening? I woke up late, okay? Wait, no. Glut came up with the best one. What is it? The fairy rod mother. Oh my god, I have to show you guys. God is our fairy godmother. Yeah. Rod is our fairy rod mother. Lord, we have children, everyone. We've given birth. Well, we hatched eggs. I don't know. We hatched eggs. We gave birth. We have our children. Yeah, the fairy rod mother. That's what it was. I died when Glut said that at the con, and I literally told him, I was like, write that down. And he actually sent it to me in a DM. He literally wrote it down. I know. We knew it was going to happen. Oh, absolutely. I mean, Anubis, actually, this year. Sorry, dog hair in my eyeball. I feel like this year I was actually in the con more than I've ever been inside the con. Which is crazy because you're absolutely right. Usually, like I would say every single convention I've been to thus far, I very rarely make it to every day. Like I don't usually go to every day of the con. Not on purpose. I just tend to find a pool or smoke a lot of pot or something and skip a day. Cause like, bless TwitchCon's soul. They really there's not much there and I'm not saying I'm like cream of the crop, the best streamer in the world, but I've been around for a while. And there's just not much there for those of us that have been around for a while. It's all the same shit that's been there for a billion years. Like, it's G Fuel, it's Gamer Sups, it's stuff that, like, we're all sponsored by if we're going to be sponsored by them and stuff like that. So, it's like, it's genuinely just the central area for people to meet up and then go do cool shit. But they had, I don't know if you remember, if you've ever been to the San Diego, no foam pit. If you've ever been to the San Diego Convention Center, there's like a huge outdoor patio space where they had live music the whole time and they had food out there and they had like a beer garden and a smoking area. And we definitely ended up sitting in the smoking area the vast majority of the time, but we would just sit outside for hours. I think one day we sat outside with just a group of class holes for like 2 hours, just chilling in the sun, just hanging out. And then once we like got a core group of people together, we would take off and go do something. There's not much at the con, really. Oh, oh my god. Knives, should I tell the story of being accosted? I feel like that's LZT's story. Should we? Vizzy and Knives, yes. How do I even start telling the story of that man? I don't know. Hold on. I need to be high for this. I have a stoner bowl from last evening. Where's my lighter? So, also, good morning, Knives. Good morning, Vis. Good morning, everybody. I miss you terribly. Happy back to distance friendships. Why are there dog hairs on me today? Suck us. Thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, giving any swings. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent, and I fucking appreciate you. Thank you. I tried to redo it. I redid it the night before TwitchCon, and the sun in California bleached it out, so it's already gone. Like, look where the blue's gone now already. It's back to, like, dishwater. It's crazy. If the sun touches my hair, look at this. It's not a cute color, but it's the sun. The sun, I swear, it's bleaching out my gorgeous hair. Anybody else play on the bars as a child? No, just me. Cool. Yes, I can turn it down just a smidge. Thank you. Is that a good smidge? I don't have any more pink. We used all the pink. The only colors left were the purple and blue. I know, I'm sad about it because it, like, no matter what I do, it just fucking fades. So, cheers, and then I will tell you the story of the accoster. For the, like, cliff notes, LZT was verbally attacked by a nut job at TwitchCon in the middle of the day. Panda Man! Let's call him Panda Man. That's where it started. Thank you. I have to think of, like, the order of events, how it all started. Oh, it's so weird. Mag, no shit. The #1 thing people said the rest of the trip was, like, of all the people in our core group, you're going after the sweet Swede. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not here saying that all my friends are assholes. But, like, I could count this many people who probably deserve to be yelled at by a nut job more than LZT in our group, myself included. Like, it's just the most confused. Okay, cheers. But of all of us, seriously, like, it's like this guy could sense, I don't know. Cheers. LZT's very good people. I've hung out with LZT multiple times at multiple cons. He's a genuinely good human being. So, how do I start this? So essentially, I was talking about how there was like this huge patio part on the other side of the convention center that looked out over the water and it was beautiful. And we spent the majority of our time outside, hanging out there. And so if you went into the outdoor part and took a right, then there was the beer garden and there was like a little line, you know, and you had to get your little wristband and show your ID or whatever. I got like 9 wristbands during this thing. It was crazy how many fucking times I had to pull my ID out and prove I was 21. Bless their hearts. So when you go into the beer garden, you take an immediate left and there was like a smoking area. It was a little like roped off area with a smoking, you know, cigarette thing. And a bunch of people would sit over there and smoke. And of course, we're smoking up on our vapes and stuff. So we would sit over there and smoke. And this dude walks up and he is wearing a headband, like a bandana headband. And the reason I know what he's wearing is because he wore it 3 days in a row. He was wearing a Nightmare Before Christmas shirt, some sort of shorts, tall knee-high socks, and sandals. And he like, I don't know how to explain this. I have an aunt who dated this dude. Smiley face shorts, thank you. I knew there was some graphic thing. So I have this aunt who dated this dude, has dated this dude. I don't know. It's really confusing. We'll just call him her boyfriend, but whatever. It's like a caretaking situation at this point. Who is such an extensive alcoholic that it's really hard for me to explain. He moves. Watch out, Bill. He moves like this all the time. And he always has his hands out and he's always doing this. And it's because he's fucking alcohol fried. Like severely. This has been going on for like this weird walk, this kind of shit has been going on for like 20 years with this caretaking situation, whatever. But that's what this guy reminded me of. He kind of had this weird movement with him where we were all kind of like, he might be on something, like we don't really know. So he walks up and like, I would say for as much as we might be assholes, we're very genuinely friendly people and we're always open to new people coming up and hanging out. Like we met multiple very friendly people just chilling in the smoking section. Like I'm very here to have random conversation with random people. I love that shit. And so of course, when he walks up and starts smoking and shit, we're like, yeah, we'll make casual conversation with this person. Like every other person that's walked up to the smoking area and sat down with us has been really cool. And we've met a lot of cool people. And he starts talking and okay, this is how it started. So he like comes into our circle of standing people and he's like this close to me doing this shit at me, kind of like just not with it all the way. And he goes, sir, ma'am, how did you identify? This is how he put it. How do you what were you assigned at birth? And I'm like, female. I don't give a fuck. This question, I mean, this guy was literally the embodiment of like the trolls that come and chat these days. I'm like, okay. And he goes, all right, well, how do you identify now? And I'm like, female. And he goes, Good for you, Smam. And I don't know how the fuck what got from that point to the next point, but he says something about pandas and how he loves pandas. And me being me, I'm like, yeah, pandas are dope. Isn't it sad that, like, they are incapable of fucking on their own and that humans need to assist them in mating? Otherwise, they'll go extinct because they're so fucking high on eucalyptus they can't figure out their genitals. And this was the turning point. One of many turning points. Because out of nowhere, who did he point at? Like, I'm the one who was saying the panda stuff. Oh, I think he started going after Regest. Did he start going after Regest? He started going after someone else about the term assisted panda sex. It was either Regis or Spencer he started going after for what I said about, like, the term assisted panda sex. And he starts doing this thing. So if you're Regis or whoever the fuck he was yelling at, he does this thing where he won't look at you and he just goes straight forward and goes, no, panda sex is the most assisted. I won't let that stand. I won't let that stand. I'm not going to let that stand. That is the most offensive. That is the most offensive. That is the most offensive. I will not let that stand. That is the most disgusting, offensive thing I have ever. I cannot let that stand. I cannot let that stand. That is the most fucking. He's smoking a cigarette, but it's like that weird, like shaky, like kind of like he's gonna fucking shoot us or something. Like very scary behavior. And he's doing this, but not looking at us like this. I won't stand for that. And we're just like, okay, what the fuck happened? Like everything was jovial and good-hearted, and we're all just having a fucking laugh. And this guy just goes, whoa, flip to the other side of the coin. And it was so weird. And I don't remember, like, I think we just started enclosing him out of the circle and he eventually just kind of beelined away, right? Like, we were just like, we're just not going to include him in the conversation anymore. We're just going to do that casual, like, you're not this anymore. And so he kind of started standing off to the side and, like, doing that weird, he was very short to me, probably like 5'5", 5'4"-ish. But he would do that, like, kind of thing where they're just not with it and they're smoking really angry and he kind of stomps away. So we're like, weird. What a fucking, like, we're all just kind of like, yeah, we should go. So we end up going, and I think was that the night we went to the museum thing? We went to, like, this interactive museum. I don't know. Every night we did something cool. It was really fun. Right, VR, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's short to me, but this guy was, like, I could have booted him off the fucking, you know, balcony had I needed to. I think any of us could have. Vissy probably could have. It was Friday. Okay. Kato! Oh my god. I'm so happy you're here, Kato, because I'm literally retelling the story of the nut job that went after LZT, but I haven't got to the LZT part. Kato's one of our new friends, whom we met at TwitchCon, who hung out with us in the smoking area, whom didn't turn into a fucking nut job. See, like, literally golden timing. Because I was just saying, like, we met so many cool people at TwitchCon, just hanging around the smoking area, just chilling and bullshitting with everybody. But this one motherfucker... not the one. Mag just gifted Kato a fucking sub. Kato, use a belt was the highest order, go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent. Thanks for being here. Yep, no shit. So that was the first night of this weird person, and then we didn't see them. So the next day, it's Saturday. Yeah, it was Friday night. Okay, so Saturday happens. And we went to the con kind of early because Zach actually had a thing he was doing. He was invited by Biz to do, what was it? It was like an improv panel. He did an improv panel. That's what it was. They were doing an improv panel. So like me, like everybody in the group, we were all planning to go and watch because we wanted to fill the room if nobody came. Everybody came. That room was so full. If you follow my Twitter and you saw the picture where I posted, like, if you're the kid, once you're the kids behind the bleachers, you're always the kids behind the bleachers. That's me, Knives, and Vissy literally sitting behind all the seating because we didn't want to take up space for people that actually wanted to come and learn improv. Not that we weren't there to learn improv. I mean, but we were there just to sit. So Yeah, and they literally closed the big heavy fire safe door on us, so we couldn't crawl out. So we were stuck in there. So we ended up watching it, and this is the crazy part. That dude was there. The fucking nut job, the panda sex, Mr. Panda Man, was there. And he, I mean, every time they were like, all right, anybody that wants to participate, that motherfucker rushed the stage. And I mean, I'm a little sad because, just to preface, he didn't get to do anything super fucking weird on stage because he went up the very first time. And after that, they were like, we're trying to get people up that haven't been on stage yet. And he just fucking left because they wouldn't let him join every single improv activity possible. Isabella, thank you so much for coming to the class, keeping the class alive, giving any swings for 10 fucking months. That's a long time, and I fucking appreciate you. Go forth and be consensual. Yeah, so before he stormed out, though, remember, it was like, they had it was 3 things. So they were like, name 3 things that you wouldn't wear as shoes. And they had a bunch of people on stage. And so the first person was asked, you know, what's 3 things you wouldn't wear as shoes? And then that person had to ask the next person another question that was totally random that would give them 3 answers, so on and so forth. It's an exercise in improv, and it's super fun. I've used to do it in theater all the time. And so they ask him, and this is just part of it. I mean, really, answer however the fuck you want. It's part of the story, though. So this guy's number 1 in line on the stage, and that gets, you know, all of our attention. We're like, weirdos on stage, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? And he's wearing the exact same outfit from the day before. Like the exact same headband, exact same shirt, exact same shorts, exact same socks, everything. Which is, again, not a judgment. I'm not one with a huge wardrobe at all. I definitely rewear clothes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just an entire sweaty outfit of the exact same thing from the day before is often a sign of a struggling human being on the inside, right? So as much as we're laughing at this horrible situation, because this guy goes after a friend of mine, so I have 0 sympathy and we can go after him now. But I do have empathy for this human because they don't have anyone in their life who cares about them enough to offer them help or suggest help in any way, shape, or form. There's something obviously going on with this person, whether it's drugs or not enough drugs, one of the two. So he's on stage wearing the exact same thing, so we definitely know it's him. And they ask him, what are 3 things you wouldn't wear as shoes? And he says something along the lines of Buddhism, Taoism, and biology. How I remember that, that's it. That's literally what he said. I can't believe I remember it for fuck my brain. No shit. And everybody's having fun, you know, it's like Biz and Zach and all these people on stage who are streamers, and they're like bouncing around like theater kids, you know, and they're having fun. They're like, what are 3 things you wouldn't wear as shoes? Biology, Taoism, Buddhism. More signs of someone either on too much or not enough of something, right? So then that exercise goes down, they all sit down, they try to do another one, he beelines to the front like, I'm gonna be first again, and they're like, oh, we're trying to get people up who haven't participated yet, and he just fucking stomps out of the room. Like, through the middle of the stage, he just leaves. So, just more to add to, there's something going on here that I'm not completely aware of with poor Panda Man. So we're all sitting there like, oh, what a weirdo. Cool. So we've seen that guy again. He's definitely in the con. So the whole improv thing's over. We're all walking around. We go outside and we end up beelining back over to that little smoking patio, just waiting for Zach because he's cleaning up or whatever. And fuck you not, that fucker shows up at the smoking area. But oh, this is how it went. So Zach finally shows up and Zach starts drinking. Not like heavily. He just goes into the fucking drinking zone. I think we had drinking tickets or something. I don't know. Goes into the beer garden, gets a beer or whatever, and comes over. And we don't drink. Zach doesn't drink. Myself, we really don't drink. We drink like at cons, and that's pretty much end of story. So a couple beers is enough to make him a little tipsy. So Zach, like the smoking area was probably like 6 to 8 feet of like cement, you know, railing that you could like sit on while you're sitting there smoking your vape or whatever and look over the water. It was beautiful. So we're on one side. I think it was like Vissy, Knives was standing in front of me, and then Kato, and then I think LZT and Glut and Regest, and there was like just the line of us, you know, sitting there just hanging out in the sun, having a good time. But Zach is on the far end, like pretty far away from us, and that fucker comes to the smoking area and starts bullshitting with Zach. And we're watching it, like... He knows this guy was there. Like, he was there for the entire incident the day before. He's well aware of who this person is. But bless his heart, he's like, Zach, I think, I don't know, he treated this like this was a Burning Man situation. Like, this is just some weird dude who hasn't found anyone to connect with, and we just need to connect with him on a real level or whatever. So we're all sitting like 8 to 10 feet away from Zach, literally watching, like cats watching their mother. We're all just like head cocking at the same time, trying to figure out what they're talking about. Bless his heart, because I know he's a good person. Zach shares his fucking vape with this guy. We're watching this happen. And I think I almost puked in my fucking mouth. I was just like, and beer, and his beer. Seriously, he's just too nice. That's it. That's all I can come up with. He's too nice. Yeah, we're all watching in horror. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Vis and Knives, because you were right next to me. I think I said something along the lines of Zach needs to go bleach his filthy fucking body before I go near him again. Somewhere along those lines. That was my reaction to watching his mouth go on that fucking vape. He threw the vape away, by the way, and he got a new one. Roughly along those lines, because fucking what? This is how COVID happens. Dude, Floria could not agree harder. If you can't afford the habit, you don't need it. Hard same. I mean, he had cigarettes he was smoking. I don't honestly know why the fuck a vape was shared. To be fair, no idea, because they were smoking cigarettes and stuff. I'm assuming he had his own cigarettes. I don't know. So they're bullshitting. And then I'm trying to remember the order of events. Please correct me if I'm wrong. He starts, like, flipping out before LZT went over. Do you remember what he was flipping out about? This poor human did start flipping out and started getting weird and violent over in the standing area, I want to say, before something happened. So we're like literally the corner kids, like the losers in the corner with our vapes, like watching this all go down. Yeah, he was saying Zeke reminded of a streamer Dat Mod. There you go. And then, but what, do you have any idea what set him off? Because he started getting weird for some reason. He was he was getting a little loud. He was getting a little excited. And LZT, like, just casually gets up off the railing and walks over to the group of people chatting to participate in said conversation, as one does in a fucking beer garden. Yeah? Yeah, you would think. So something happened in that bubble. I didn't hear the whole conversation, but at one point the guy starts, like, the panda starts talking about US military? The military. Oh, it's because of LZT's name. LZT walks over and introduces himself. The guy asks, what's LZT stand for? LZT says Lima Tango Zulu. Jesus Christ, brain died. And the guy goes, oh, is it a military thing? Something. And it just fucking set the guy off because LZT is Swedish and has a excessively mild Swedish accent, I guess, enough to be, like, noticeable. And the Panda Man just started to flip out on LZT. Very loud, very animated. The same kind of weird, angry smoking, like, weird hands going all over the place. Gets, like, you know, when I feel like only short people do this. This is why I say he's short. So, like, you're standing around, right, in a group. This is your cigarette, I guess, and you're hanging. And they start doing this. I don't know what it is with short people, but they start, you know what I'm, and they start talking like this shit. Short dudes do this when they're drunk, and I don't know what the fuck it is, but I've noticed it. And he starts doing that, and we can see it happening. And he starts yelling at LZT, yelling, are you an American? If you're not an American, you can't tell me shit about American armed forces or the American military or blah, 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 blah. He just starts blubbering on and on and on to the point where LZT literally has, like, a beverage or something, just starts doing this, like, the casual, like, okay, yeah. Great job, little buddy. He didn't do that. I would have done that. But you know that like casual walk, it's aping, it's the goblin pose, that's what he was doing. And so you see LZT start backing away, and that's when Vissy and Knives start speaking up and actually just start saying, go away. Just, I mean, it was glorious. It's more proof that our community attracts dope people, because no violence, no mean words, nothing. I mean, the guy started fucking throwing shit around. I think he was on the verge of a slur. We were all waiting for it. He just started calling Vissy he didn't even... It's funny because fucking weird. Tom, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving any swings. I fucking appreciate you. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, and thank you. Yeah, we started saying out loud, America sucks, and we know this. What's wrong with you? And the guy starts, so, if Viss and I are sitting over here on the railing, you know, and Knives is standing with us, he's standing over here, and he's looking, like, past us. And at the ground, did some fucking idiot tell me to go away? Did anyone hear an idiot tell me to go away? Did anyone hear an idiot tell me to go away? Did anyone hear anything? He just starts yelling this at the ground around us, but he won't fucking come near us. He will not come near us. He's literally kind of getting further as he's doing this, and then he starts whisper mumbling under his breath to nobody. Like, it was just so fucking weird. He just starts, like, doing like that. Yeah, fucking America, military, pandas, sex, yeah. He's fucking, and then he just wanders off. Again. Like, I think that's all that happened, right? That was like 20 minutes. Maybe a lot happened. He looked a lot like a weird person I knew in college who was very unstable. I'm trying to think. He reminded me of a very unstable Charlie Day. Oh, yeah. So after he's stomping around and we're all, like, literally, I think everyone sitting on the railing at that point was just saying, please go away, dude. Go away. That was all anyone said. It was very kind but strong. Go away. And so he starts mumbling shit under his breath, and we're listening very intently because I'm waiting for a fucking slur. Like, just waiting for it. And then he starts to fucking cry. And then he walked away. I forgot he cried. And then, I want to say it was like an hour later. I think it was either Glut. Someone saw him outside, sat on the ground with cops. And that was not from us. Oh my God. I forgot the part where Knives asked security to do something about him. And security straight up brushed Knives off and said, it's being dealt with. And then I fuck you not, like 10 minutes after this guy leaves, we watch security ask a random vendor to come ask someone in our group to please step back in the beer garden because they have a drink and they were like wandering out of it on accident. And then when the vendor walks away from us and we're like, oh, that was a nice security guy. Where was he when we needed him? He goes over and like gives the fucking security guy a high five like, man, I got you. The security men were smaller than Vissy. I'm sure they were afraid of me, for fuck's sake. I'm so sorry. I don't judge you and your security abilities based on your height. But if you are tiny, frail, and old, and your security, and you're asking random vendors to come ask people to do things because you're too afraid of them, I don't think you should have that job. Personally. Fucking personally. Like, what? They looked like petite old little men. They were literally like frail old men. That were very small. I mean, not just everybody's short to Katie, but like actually very small. Like couldn't reach my nipple if they looked up. Do you know what I'm saying? They'd have to ask for booby. What is that gonna do? That was the beer garden security. No words. I don't know. There were no words for it. It was so bizarre. That was the nut job. And I don't think we ever saw him again, did we? We kind of like had like anxiety about seeing him again for a while Because if he has a badge, he could have gone to the partner party, or I mean, not the partner party, but like the block party and stuff like that. And we had LZT with us, and we were like, we don't want to fucking deal with that. Like, of all the people in our group, I'm not saying any of us deserve to be attacked by a nut job who's obsessed with panda sex, but like, the sweet Swede with the smile, that's the one. Okay.
Sherzies. If that's how you want to play this, I guess.
Like uppies, but for nips. It's nuppies. The rest of the con was a blast. That was literally it. I had a great time. It was really fun. I can't think of anything. I mean, the con itself, as usual, Mag, is like I go to Artist Alley first and foremost every fucking year. If you're looking for me, you'll probably find me in Artist Alley. That's where I want to hang out. But even there, I knew, hold on, let me count. Yeah, that's how many people in Artist Alley I knew. Two Senseless and Malaveth. That's it. The art's beautiful, but like, I didn't know anybody anywhere. I saw more people at the night of the partner party than I did the entirety of the Vegas con. Like, the entirety of that con, I saw more people I know the night of the partner party than any of that. So that was really nice. No one wrote, did we do anything but, like, no one wrote a dick. What else did we do? I'm trying to think of stuff that actually had to do with the con, because our group went and did a lot of cool things outside of the con. One of my favorite nights was we just got stuck in a bar until like 3 a.m. Not stuck in a bar. We parked in a bar until like 3 a.m. just listening to a live band. That was super fun. We yelled. We literally had to like, speak at this volume, but up against one another's ears just to hear each other speak. But it was fun. We went to like, it was called Wonder, but it was just like WNDR. And it was a museum that has like a nighttime museum experience or whatever, where you go in and like a lot of the stuff was interactable. That was really fun. I'm trying to organize my days. Saturday, that was improv and weird guy. What did we do? Oh, Saturday night was the block party. Block party. Shelly BK, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. My name's Katie, and it's wonderful to meet you.
We're just talking about TwitchCon.
We did the zoo. That was the last day. I'm trying to go through order of events. We did the zoo. That was last day. The zoo was awesome. It was the only place I took any fucking pictures. Because I'm terrible. I never have my fucking phone out. Adam, knock on wood, I don't want to say it, but I feel great. So, like, hopefully, hold on, what was the next? So, oh, the block party. So the block party, so every year, Twitch throws like a partner party, and then on one day they throw a party where you can buy a ticket. Anybody can go, anybody that's going to the con can buy a ticket and go to it. And it's been pretty cool before, but I feel like every year it just gets a little bit more lame. And I'm being very honest, in case anyone from Twitch is watching and listening and cares and just wants a real honest opinion, it just keeps getting shittier and shittier every year. The first year, we had a live deadmau5 concert. This year, they blocked off, like, a 4-way stop and put out some booze and food. One year, we got to go on the Queen Mary, like, the haunted ship, and they did, like, a haunted carnival circus with rides and shit. Like, and these are block parties, not partner parties. These are the parties everybody can go to. Like, we've had some of the most epic parties, and they just keep getting shittier and shittier as the years go on. I don't know what's happening, or like who the fuck's in charge of this, but like that's not it. But Glutton Vissy didn't buy tickets. I was gonna say couldn't go, chose not to go wisely, in my opinion, because it was like $110 to like walk a corner of no shit. So it was like a 4-way like this with the branch, like half of each street cut off, and that was the block party. And it was literally, there was like 2 stages in the middle. One was terrible karaoke and one was playing obnoxious EDM, but they were literally less than a block apart from each other. So if you were anywhere near either of them, you just heard along with like, bye, bye, Miss American Pie, the whole time. So just, you couldn't hear anybody. So what we would do, and not on purpose, like, but we would be like, all right, we should walk this party. Like, we have tickets, we're here. So we would get up and we would walk to the other side and sit against, like, the railing in the corner and just watch the party happen. And then 20 minutes would go by. We'd be like, you know what? We should walk around this. We paid for this. We'd get up. We'd walk to another corner of it, like, of the cross, and sit in a fucking, on the street, like, we're sitting on the side of a sidewalk in a gutter, and we would just, like, watch the party and bullshit, and then we'd get up and do that again, and we did that about 4 times before we were like, let's just go find Glutton Vissy, because this is fucking lame. Yeah, but are you American, LZT? Lima, does that stand for Lima Zulu Tango? What do you know about the military, motherfucker? I forgot about the vomit. Was that, what night was the vomiting lady? Was that the first night? I mean, Mag, it just seems crazy because they, like, and this is, again, just me from the outside, but they throw TwitchCon in the most expensive city in the United States of America. The most expensive to travel to, the most expensive to eat in, drink in, exist in. And they throw it during September, when theoretically we make more income than normal, and they, like, oftentimes not even just invite, but pay big streamers to go to TwitchCon. Therefore, they're paying some of their highest earners to go to TwitchCon and not earn, but not only not earn, spend a shit ton of money to get there, stay there, and exist there for 4 days. Whoever's in charge of all of this, I just would love to have a conversation with them, because I'm not saying they're fucking idiotic. I'm just saying I don't see the thought process here. I don't see where any of your logic has panned out. I don't hate San Diego, but you cannot deny it is seriously the most expensive city. It's the land of $18 single drinks. It's insane. California is the most expensive weed I've ever had. Like, it's just kind of off the charts. I can't, it was museum night. Okay, so Friday night, we went to the museum, and then after we did the museum thing, we were all hungry, so we found a pizza place, and we were all standing outside the pizza place. This is actually this is a good uplifting story. You guys will love this. This was like, Knives and Vissy and I were like all but applauding. For the end, don't worry, not the beginning. So apparently there was a couple in the pizza place, and it was a pizza place where you pick up your pizza, go outside, stand outside and eat it, or just take it or whatever. So they're inside, and we didn't go inside because it was just packed in there. So the people buying pizza went in, and we just stood outside and hung out. And the people inside told us that this couple was inside at first. And it was a man who supposedly was sober, and his woman who was sloppy drunk. And I don't say that lightly. I'm saying,
I'm going to fuck you with Satan's
that kind of drunk, you know, where their neck muscles have given up and they're just lolling in all the directions and their hair's stuck to their face and just all of that, just barely standing exactly with it. Like, it was a miracle this person stayed on their feet. So they were in the pizza place doing that. And Glut told us afterwards, he literally looked at her face and was like, bitch is gonna puke. And she went outside to where we were with her person and just projectiled all over the... You guys remember, I've told you this, the last time I went to San Diego, my fondest memory was the rivers of vomit. We saw them every night. They're real. So this person just starts projectile. I mean, it was so much puke. It was pretty fucking impressive all over the sidewalk. But this man is with her, and he's like kind of laughing, kind of, you know, just holding her up. He doesn't seem in a bad mood at all. But like, Knives and Vissy and her out there like, is that her partner, or is that some fucker who sits around waiting for super drunk girls and then takes them home and assaults them? You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, and you have to be aware of situations like that. That's real. And so we're just standing there, arms crossed, while the guys are inside, and we had no idea that they had already seen the other half of this situation on the inside of the pizza place. So we're just watching this, and like literally within 5 feet, we're standing so close, just ready to step in if anybody needs help, you know, whatever. Out of nowhere, these two Beautiful. Club dressed women. I'm just going to say that. Titties and ass everywhere. They were stunning. They are suddenly with the couple and they're like helping hold the girl up and they're like there. And we're both watching this. And I think it was Vissy or Knives. One of them was like, I don't think those girls are friends with them at all. And I was like, why? And I think Knives is the one that said, literally, the girls that were all club dressed and looked fucking to the nines, they held that woman's face that was puking, looked her right in the eyes and said, are you safe? Are you safe right now? Are you safe with him? They were doing the grade A motherfucking lady check. And I am so here for that. I literally was so fucking close to starting applauding in the middle of the street for this action. Because this is what we need in the world. We need bitches who are out there to protect each other. Because they had the exact same thought we did. Is this that situation where some fucker's preying on a girl who had too many drinks? Or maybe she was date rape, drugged, or something like that. Or is this a situation where she's just sloppy drunk and that's her boyfriend trying to take care of her in the street? Because he couldn't put her in an Uber. She would have spewed everywhere and he would have had to pay for that. Right? Isn't that not the best thing you've ever heard? Ever? And then I think later on, because they were out there for quite some time, one of us heard the dude say, like, you always do this. That was either inside or outside. Okay, someone heard that in the couple. I don't remember. It was a few days ago, but someone heard that conversation. Like the guy said to the girl, you always do this, a little frustrated. So we got confirmation. Seriously, Crispy, hard saying. It gives me faith in humans. Like, those women were out to go clubbing and have a good time, and they in no way, shape, or form had to, needed to, or had any responsibility to stop check on this woman, as we were also stopping to check on this woman, but they did it. And that's what we need in this world, because that shit is just prevalent. It's sad. It's so sad that we have to think like that in today's society, but unfortunately, there are shitheads fucking everywhere. Literally everywhere. So that was that night, and then so Saturday was nut job, improv, party. And then we went to a bar, and the bar was really fun, actually. It was like an Irish pub downtown in San Diego. But they had a live band playing, and the live band was just playing, like, rock covers all night long. So we were just belting out with, like, it was this bar. I'm trying to think, like, it was so small. How would you guys even describe how small it was? It was such a human moment. It was seriously fucking phenomenal. Best thing ever I didn't hear them say it. I think it was Knives or Vissy, but I fucking died. I was so proud that there are people out there that are on the same wavelength. It's like, it takes exactly zero energy to check on someone's well-being. Accountability, bill-a-buddy motherfucking system. No shit, Knives and I had to use accountability buddy at the zoo. Because for some reason, I can't, like, not stare at something for 20 minutes. So every time we saw an animal, I would just stop, and Knives would too, and we'd be taking pictures, and suddenly we'd turn around, and it'd be like, we'd see Vissy and nobody else, because Vissy would stop to wait for us. Vissy would stop, like, as far as she could get with the other group away from us, to the point where we could still see her, and the other group would just keep going, and so then we'd have to jog up. But, like, no shit, and I've said it, he was like, accountability buddy system. It's real, and it's so easy. It's so easy. It was like 15 feet wide and 60 feet deep. There you go. And like, so, 10 feet of that was stage with like a full band on it. And we were maybe 6 feet from the stage sitting at a table. So it was so loud. You couldn't, literally, I would have to get up on your face like this and yell. I was yelling into Knives and Vissy's ears, but you couldn't hear anything. You'd have to lip read. So we were all just like belting out the music because you couldn't hear anybody's voices. It was so fucking loud. It was so much fun though. That was really cool. And we ended up sitting there and we closed out the bar. I think we literally stayed until the band was like, all right, this is our last song, everybody. We were like, and that's our cue. And then we found really good Mexican. Oh my God. Okay, so at that bar, I think I might have had a drink or two because I almost forgot about the burrito. Didn't I have some fucking phenomenal burrito? God, it was good. That's where the night, Mag, that's where we closed out on Saturday. After the block party or whatever, we went and found Viss and Glut, and we ended up just closing out an Irish pub at the end of the night, and it was super fun. You got your battle buddy boot? Accountability buddy. The accountability buddy system? It's vehemently important. The accountability buddy system it's not mine. I got it from someone ages ago, but it's essentially where we used to do this in college, where a group of people are going out, usually a group of women, and we would all stand in a circle and literally be like, I got you. And then another girl would go, I got you. And if one person has their eyes on one other person in the group all night long, then the entire group is watched. And we started calling it, or someone came up with the term, the accountability buddy system, where it's just like, instead of worrying about all 17 of your friends getting home at night, I've got my eyes on Teresa. Teresa's got her eyes on Betty. Betty's got her eyes on me. And it's just like, it's a constant, everybody's got eyes on someone. So there's always someone checking to make sure you got home at the end of the night, making sure you got into that Uber safely. The accountability buddy system is, at its base core, no one goes anywhere alone. Period. I don't care what your genitals look like or how big and tough you are. No one goes anywhere alone. Period. And that's just the way it should be, because anyone is at risk when you go alone, especially in the middle of the night in a big city. So every time a con comes around, I try to talk about the accountability buddy system, because it's worked flawlessly for the class holes for literally 9 years now. It's been great. And it's so easy. All it is like waiting with your friend for their Uber, going to the bathroom with your friend. If your friend is overwhelmed in the con and they need to go outside for some air, go outside with them. Just stand with a person. That's all it is. And you're always safer in numbers. You're always safer in numbers. And again, I hate it. It sucks that we live in a world like this, but why not be smart about it? I'd rather be smart about it than end up hurt or crimed on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yes, 100%, especially on trips, Mag. No shit. I introduced it. I mean, they can't say the word, but like all the older nurses and shit that I used to travel with, they're all like my mom's age or older. And I introduced the accountability buddy system to them, and they use it to this day. To this day, they all travel. My mom I think she's still in France with like all her nurse friends right now, and they still use it to this day. Thursday, Vis Knives and I picked up our badges, and as we were waiting in line to get a table for lunch, a dude, I wasn't here for this. A dude was by himself. He said at the last T-Con, him and his friends were stalked by some rando. At some point, we were fine with him joining us. We ran into him 2 to 3 more times over the weekend. That's kind of nice. What, did he end up normal, or was it weird? Right, Bezabelli, it's a great thing. It's so easy, because it's, I'm not texting or wondering about 20 people. I'm wondering about one person, and that person wonders about another person, and there's someone wondering about me, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like a web, but it works. And at the core of it, people out there looking to assault and rape and attack people are sad, scared, little floppy foreskins. And if there's more than one person, they're less likely to literally do anything. Because again, sad, crusty little foreskins for excuses of humans. Do you know what I'm saying? They pussies. I get that, McTaggart. I mean, I still do that, but it's a little bit of an alleviation. So if you lose someone in the military, a battle buddy is someone who always has your back. Literally, that's it. That's literally it. Hold on, my chat just jumped and I lost it. God damn it. Where'd my battle buddy go? Is someone who always has your back. Your battle buddy ensures that you're never alone. That's exactly what it is. Accountability buddy system, battle buddy. Maybe that's where I got it from. Maybe I heard, because I have a lot of family who's in the military. I must have heard it from somebody. Anybody will do more to stand up for their friend before their friend will stand up for themselves. And that includes you reading this. If your friends aren't like that, get better friends. Amen. I kept chuckling at Katie because I would find her blind spot. Oh my God. So I have to tell you guys, like, I have been practicing now for years on how to keep Vissy in my fucking periffs. And it's not because I'm worried about her. She's a fucking grown adult who can take care of herself. It's because she's literally 5 feet tall and I'm 6 feet tall. And unfortunately, my elbows are the height of her eye sockets. And I talk like this all day, every day. So I had to learn that I have to stop talking like this because I'm going to kill my best friend. So the way I have adjusted is I have learned to just keep my periffs on, keep my rear views on, because chances are she's right here. She doesn't go far. It's just my periffs do this, and she's right here. So I have to like It's because I'm not kidding. I have elbowed her in the face one time in Canada. I've never felt worse. And it's not on purpose. I talk like, I don't know what it is. I got long gangly arms and I talk with my elbows and I fucking got her and I've never felt worse in my life. And so I've like trained myself. She's finding my blind spot. So at least, I would say at least 3 times a night as we're all just trudging the city, walking around trying to find things to do, I would just out of nowhere be in the middle of a conversation with Knives or something and turn around and go, where's Vis? All right, there she is. And then and it was always like, it was usually like Glut behind Vis and then us, and we sandwiched her and kept her. Because again, Vissy's a grown-ass adult who can take care of herself. I'm not saying she's gonna like trip into a wall and fucking fall down a drain. We're, what, 30 miles from Tijuana and the sex trade, and Vissy is scoopable. Again, accountability system. Just keep an eye out for your friends. I could be scooped, my dudes. I got a tiny waist. I could be fucking crooked easily. She's that much scoopabler. Scoopabler. What's the word? Scoopable. Scoopabler? BDO, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can be stolen. It's just Vissy's that I could scoop Vissy and I've got bird arms. I have no upper body strength at all. It's just something that like very unlikely to happen. But if it did, how bad would we feel because we didn't watch out for a friend? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Scoopabler. More scoopabler. Is that it? Yeah. Scoop size. She is. Oh my God. So together your Raisin Bran, 2 scoops of goodness. Oh my God, I'd go with that. Can we be Raisin Bran Crunch? I prefer the crunch. Knocking Vissy out was not something I want to do this weekend. Absolutely not. I elbowed her in the face in Canada. I did. I have Muppet arm. I do. But yeah, I do. No, I do. 100%. Maybe that's where she got it. I flail too. It's terrible. I don't do it on purpose. Like the amount of times I've been talking in a group and slapped someone walking past me, I'm like, a lot. Literally travel size. This is why I love having a giant husband. He literally parts the sea when he walks through crowds without even trying. That's kind of what we did on accident. Because we're all, like, I can't remember who it was, but someone in the group actually said, wow, Katie, you're actually shorter than I thought you were. And I was like, but it's because our entire group is, like, over 6 foot. Except Vissy. Vissy was the only one. So I stood there, I'm like, what do you mean? And I look around, I'm like, okay, you're right. I can literally look into the eye of everyone in our group right now. This is fucking creepy. Like, everybody in our group was around 6 foot, like 5'9" to 6'2", I would say, except this. So this was the only one. I'm 6'4" and 360. No one's scooping me, but don't go wait, don't go anywhere. I tremble like a chihuahua alone in crowds. I also tremble alone in crowds, but I could probably be scooped. I forgot my ankle. So many things happened at TwitchCon. So many things. I think you actually might be a little bit taller than me, Knives. I was thinking, because we were both wearing the flattest shoes possible. Like, you were wearing Chucks, and I was wearing, like, CrossFit shoes. And your shoulder is higher than mine. Knives and I literally stood, like, shoulder to shoulder, and Knives' shoulder was, like, here. Bastard. Yeah, so, I guess, like, personal TwitchCon experience. What was it? We get there Thursday, right? And Thursday night, so Zach and I land at like 5:30 or something like that. Beeline to the hotel, check in really quick. Beeline over to the convention center to get our badges before that closes. And then beeline straight into the we went into the merch zone and then the partner party. And can I just say, for the last time, I swear I'll stop harping on it. Twitch used to uplift, support, and encourage an entire category called creative. That's where Artist Alley came from. I launched the category with Domestic Dan and many others, and it was a fucking beautiful time. And it was literally hundreds of people with just overflowing amounts of talent in various areas of art, whether it was painting or leather crafting or sewing or pottery or glass blowing, etc. And a few years back, they deleted the category, crushed it, just forgot about us completely. The leader of the category, like, it was just a horrible time. And I don't know who the fuck is in charge of merch anymore. Or the Loot Cave. The Loot Cave. I'm so sorry, Twitch. That's the ugliest Loot Cave merch I've ever seen. It was like Nickelodeon slime era meets nurse scrub colors. Everything was nurse powder purple, nurse Caribbean green, nurse navy blue, nurse pale pink. You could buy a crop top that was see-through for $30 that was powder fucking lavender. I just don't know what to do. Go look it up. Go look that merch up. Because I think it might be me, because multiple times we saw people walking around the city wearing the full outfit of the Twitch merch. Like, seriously, like they were rocking it, they were on it, and they loved it. It was the fucking fuck ugliest shit I've ever seen in my life. So we went into that, and then we went to the partner party. And the partner party was really nice. Partner party's never anything, like, special. It's literally food and drink, and then you just sit around. That's it. It's like packed out on the patio of just partners from every era ever. And it was really interesting because, like, when you go, I really don't know anybody anymore. Like, I am so far removed from the youth of the Twitchosphere and, like, the successful area, like, circles of Twitch, I guess, that, like, people kept referring to it as the old guard. So I'm just going to refer to it as the old guard, whatever the fuck that means. But, like, there's an era. I always refer to it as class. For me, it feels like graduating classes. It's people who tended to get partnered together. We tend to, like, do stuff together and stuck together. So very naturally, this, like, blood clot of people started to amalgamate at the far fucking, like, on the balcony as far away from the partner party, but still being partner of the party as possible. That was, like, Co-Carnage and Zach and John Sandman. John Sandman's dad was there. Sweetest man I've ever met in my life. Saw Beth, saw Max, like, just, I couldn't even name them all. Dan, Danica, did I say Dan and Danica? So many people just clustered along this wall. So I ended up just hanging, Bell and Andrew, just hanging in that fucking clusterfuck for like 2 hours. And then I went home. But it was not, I mean, it's nothing. It's not, yeah, there's no phone. It's just, I think it's an area for partners to, like, just hang out the first night they're there, I guess, and meet up with each other again and say hi. But it's nothing like, I normally don't even go because most of my friends aren't partners. There was only, like, one cool thing in the Loot Cave, and it looks like a pastel Mr. Biz hoodie. That was the only one, and I swear to God, that was the hoodie everybody got. Literally, the one. Hold on, my chat just jumped. It's a chill moment, yeah. It's like the moment everybody flies in, and it gets you, it's chill, but it also kind of starts to pump you up for the weekend, because you're like, oh, fuck. I know people again. Like, I'm not totally removed from the atmosphere that is Twitch anymore. Or they were paid actors and merch. I mean, I'm gonna pull it up. I need to know your guys' opinion. Lut Cave? No, it's called a Loot Cave. It's showing me last year's. I want this year's. Don't hide it. You know what you did. I feel like they tried to make it 90s surfer themed, I guess. Where is the fuck ugly outfit? Hold on. I need to see it. Show me. Are they not going to show me? They're showing 2023 highlights, and they're showing dates for 2025, but no 2024. Really? Booth tour. Give it to me. Don't be a video. God damn it. This is why I hate TikTok. Can't I just see videos? I mean, pictures? As much as I love hearing people's voices narrating things, I don't. Another video. It's always a video. I just want pictures. I refuse your video. I will find a picture. Eat your own asshole. I'm gonna find it. It's so ugly. Now I'm on a mission and Trick's on my lap. Is it break time already, you needy bastard? Okay, I found the shorts. Oh, I found it. Is it gonna show the right screen? Oh my god! What the fuck? Found it. No, Insta was videos. It's always fucking videos. So anyways, this was the shorts and that was the shirt. And this was prevalent. Tell me what you think. I'll wait. Is it me? Am I so removed from the youth that I think things that are cool are ugly now? Or is that a hideous $75 button-up? Thank you. My first thoughts, oh fuck no, same. My first thought was, is it a joke? Thank you, Reasonable. I appreciate you. I mean, literally, the only place, and again, this is no like, hate, a dad at the beach who doesn't want to be there. That's what this screams. Dad's got you for the weekend. He doesn't know what to do with you, so he took you to the beach, and he's trying to look bright. That's all I've got here. It's very Dan Clancy. Holy shit, David, you're right. It is. Oh, they're so expensive. The shit in the loot cave is dummy expensive. I was trying to find the this little crop top. So it's not that big. This is super false advertising because it's actually showing that there's a seam on the bottom of the shirt and seams. So this was quite like, I'm trying to think of the material. It was almost like it was made out of panty material. It was like that thin jersey cotton that you don't need to stretch to see through. Like you just stick your hand up it and you could see your hand in it. But it was raw edges. So like the shirt was about this short. This is false advertising. It was about this short and it was a raw edge. Like there were literally strings hanging off the serge on either side. The serge seam up the side. For seamstresses, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This was a raw edge. This was $30. I remember because I was like, okay, there's one thing I might... $30 for a raw seam? Eat my butt. Like the bottom was rolling. See, 100%. You could see anything. I literally, we put our hand up it and you didn't need to even push your hand against the material to see through it. It was that see-through. No shit. Knives was like, we have to buy it for Rod and tell him it was the only licensed Twitch merchandise left that we thought was okay. Right? We were this close, but the price didn't justify it at all. Like, had it been 20 bucks, funny joke. $30 joke? I know you would have. I know you would have. Cheers. I know you would have because you're a good friend and you would have been like, oh man, they thought of me, but I'm a good friend. I won't do that to you. We got Rod a legit shirt, like the most benign shirt they had. I think it was it this one? See what I mean? They're going for like this sublime 90s vibe. Like everything has this swirly shit. Where is it? This like weird looking swirly design in it. I don't know. This was the only thing I saw anyone actually admit to buying. Like when I would inevitably be like, the loot cave is terrible. Someone would be like, I bought the powder, like that lavender hoodie was okay. And I'm like, all right. Everybody said it. But this symbol was on everything. This like, it reminds me of a Sublime album cover. That's all I get out of it. I don't know. They're just going hard. But everything was iron-ons. There wasn't a lot. I think there was only one thing that was embroidered, and I think it's this hoodie. Yep, this was embroidered. That TwitchCon right there, which, again, personal opinion, that font is a fucking joke. Are you kidding? That's the font I would have put on to be like, see, don't you love it? And then watch someone's face crumple and be like, just kidding, I've got something better. Like, that is so a sniff off of Comic Sans. What the fuck is going on? No shit, within the last year of TwitchCon, they're like, we're gonna allow artistic nudity and hot tubs and titties and like, you know, whatever, but we're gonna gear all of our merchandise towards 5-year-olds? What are we doing? What are we doing? Where is the site going? Are we gonna stick with adults or is it chill? I just don't know what's happening. Well, that's what, like, this one was okay. I think LZT got this one and it looks really good on him. I saw him at the airport. I personally couldn't buy this because it looks exactly like everything my parents wore my entire childhood. Like, I am a child of the 80s. This is what my parents fucked in. I don't want it. This is what aroused them. The sound of this material was what made them want to go. You know what I'm saying? Abso-fucking-lutely not. What's happening? I just don't understand what's happening. Like, doesn't proofreading in a sense exist? I don't know. And I just don't understand. I made this when I was in junior high and I got a hold of Photoshop for the first time. I was like, I'm gonna put dinosaur, I'm gonna put skateboard on it. I'm gonna put a word blurb. Oh my God, do you remember when we all started learning Microsoft Word and you could do big words that looked like slanted in 3D and you could change the colors of them? And so like the title of your paper could be like, wow, and it'd be like a rainbow, but metallic. That's what I'm getting. Someone found word art suddenly. I'm not kidding, Reasonable Hunter. Twitch Corpse. That's what I want. A black hoodie that is thick lined and says Twitch Corpse 2024. I'd pay $100 for that over any of this. I don't get it. We're gamers. What is this? I was sad because I was like ready to actually. I haven't bought merch from TwitchCon in years because it's been ugly for so many years. But this is some of them. I mean, all this is missing is a fucking gecko right here and a Coca-Pelli. And it's every t-shirt from the early 90s. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. And the other side of it would have cat butts. It'd be like the 90s flea market threw up on this t-shirt. This is the back to school Twitch line. Yes. Puka shells. Thank you. That's all it needs. If there was a gecko, it would have been better. Do you guys want to see the baby geckos? I'll stop bitching. I'm just really sad about it because I just don't. I think it's just compounding on me. Like all of the Twitch decisions recently. I'm like, what is going on? Because again, I hung out with a bunch of partners and no one seems thrilled.
Fuck you with Satan's cock.
Theory, thank you so much for some of the class. Keeping the classy, let him give any swings, go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent. I fucking appreciate you. Also, this is just a personal thing, but like, Dan Clancy like came out to Denver and invited like 6 streamers out to dinner, and we all went to dinner with him, and he didn't remember any of us. Like, we tried to go say hi, and he looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, okay. That, or he didn't recognize me without my tits out. I don't know. It just feels very fucking out of touch. It's really hard for me to feel like you invited me to dinner and care about my opinion if you don't know who I am 3 months later, you know what I'm saying? Just me, though. I don't know. Who am I? Just kidding. You have a face? I know. Who'd have thunk it? Where are my boobs? Let's be honest. I mean, I didn't even get a count on the very tall anymore. You didn't, I know, wait, no. What was it? Hold on. It's my, my personality and my charisma. I haven't done that in a while. I think people would remember me by my personality and said charisma, but sure, I guess. TwitchCon EU has had consistently better merch, in my opinion, so carry on. Did I forget my grinder? I did! Okay, let's take a quick break. I'll get my grinder, and I'll get the geckos, and you'll see the babies. I mean, 100, so no shit. You guys have to be familiar with the concept. Come here, Bubba. Come say hi. So if you were to kind of I don't know, I wasn't a bad kid, but I was definitely a hide under the bleachers, sit in the back of class kid. 100%. If you were that kid, did you not always stick the most innocent of you out front? It was just known. I'm not shitting you. When I was in high school, and the humping every day, my best friend in high school was a 5-foot, blonde-haired, blue-eyed little bitch. She was cute as fuck, and easily the worst of us, but we'd put her out front. You know, we'd all be squished under the bleachers. She'd be the first one out the hole. So if a teacher walked by, they'd see cute little one and be like, oh my god, she couldn't be doing nefarious things, could she? Instead of the rest of us who had like a bunch of piercings and shit and torn up clothes and like black hair who were hiding behind her. Vissy's our innocence shield. 100%. She makes us look like we're paying attention. The buffer, exactly. The buffer, I will never and have never been a buffer. They are little jelly beans. They're so tiny. I've been watching the adult geckos because I wanted to pull out an adult just to show you the size difference. Because if you, like, it's wild. They are so fucking tiny. Comparatively. The decoy, 100%, yeah. I don't think there's a certain type of rich dude who tries to give off the down-to-earth cool dude vibe, but in reality, they're just another corporate sleaze CEO. 100%. Yeah. I really tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, David, but I kind of agree. I know. Oh my god, Bezbelly, are you the decoy? Wait, raise your hand if you just realized you were the decoy. Because you might not have known. So it's a little known fact, we put the innocent ones out front because we look better. I was a decoy since all eyes went to me immediately anyways. No shit, I will never be the decoy. I've never had an innocent face. Thank you for hanging out, Mag. I love you. Be safe. Don't let the man get you down. Beata, my love! I missed you. How are you? Oh, my fucking god. Bezabelli was the decoy. And now we know the power of knowledge. So much makes... I'm not kidding. When we all got our licenses, my friend in high school, she drove. She was the one who would drive. No matter where we went, she drove. Because she was tiny, and she was blonde, and she was cute. And she had a cute little smile, and it didn't look nefarious in any way, shape, or form. Oh, Viata, I totally get that. Every party needs a high charisma member to be the face, 100%. Yes. You have to, I mean, it's true. Literally, like, Vissy would be our bard, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, she's probably the outward-facing nicest of us, but also would probably kill you the fastest because you wouldn't see it coming. Anyways, let's take a break. We'll go see whatever the fuck we had to bark at, and then we'll get the babies.
I'm going to
My sweet boy.
with Satan's cock.
You're such a good boy. Yeah, you're such a good boy. Sarone Lynn, it was a blast. Thank you. Thank you for something to Class Kid and Class I haven't given any for 40 months. I fucking appreciate you. Yes, and new Pete and Baz. We'll do that first. We'll do that before we show the geckos. We'll do the new Pete and Baz because I'm excited. I have that. I have the other one I showed you too. Wasn't there something else I was going to do? Hold on. I have 3 links and I don't remember why. Oh, no, that's why. It was the one that I have to watch immediately after Pete and Baz. That's what it was. You got dog hair on me again, bud. Every day. Every day. Wanna go outside? Oh my god, did I show you guys what they did to my leg? Watch out, bud. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. Dude. Major ouch. Especially that one. Fucking dogs. Love them to death. Love them to death. But also, fucking dogs. Be right back. Stretch your legs. Wash your hands. So just so you have a reference, this is what an adult gecko looks like. But without a tail. Come here, you little shit. All they can do is jump. See, they're cute, right? So this one, if you care, her morph is called a red. She's a red, I guess. She needs to molt, I think. So she looks kind of, she's trying to crawl in my shirt. Not right now, booby. Isn't she cute? Precious baby. Honestly, if you've ever seen Harry Potter, they kind of remind me of the chocolate frogs in that they've only got a few jumps in them. And then they just kind of do that. They like the warmth of your hand, so they'll just chill. But yeah, they've got a couple jumps in them and then they're done. And then they just kind of hang out. But yeah, this is not one of the parents of the babies you're going to see. They're hidden. I grabbed just a gecko. I have a lot of geckos. They're very easy to take care of, but they like darkness. So she prefers to be covered. She wants a hole. This is safer. See how they jump? Isn't she cute? I actually got this one as a baby. I've had her for quite some years now. But yeah, she's a pure red, so she has no patterns or anything on her. Whereas, like, if I could get her parents out, her mom is pure white with ink spots on her, and her dad is a harlequin. So you can Google that if you want to see what they look like. But they're in, like, a tube. And unfortunately, geckos are very nocturnal. So pulling them out during the day and, like, stressing them out like that isn't a good idea. But she was just stuck to her door, so I saw her and I grabbed her. But I'm going to throw her back and I'm going to grab the babies because I don't want to stress her out. Be right back. And just a side note, if you're ever going to handle any animal, whether it's a gecko or a snake or a frog, always wash your hands before and after. So I have washed my hands. They are still a little damp. So you can see kind of the size of a full-grown gecko. She's multiple years old, but they're like, without a tail, they're like 5 inches-ish, without a tail. Now you're going to see the babies. So in my research of babies, because I have never hatched babies. I've raised babies, but I've never hatched them before. They say for the first couple months you shouldn't handle them just because they are so fucking tiny and so goddamn delicate. But I set up their little enclosure, and one of them actually crawled to the top of a stick and is just sitting there. So you'll be able to see at least one of them, probably both of them. And like I said, they're nocturnal. Hi, Will. How are you, love? They are so small. They are small. So I'm going to try to bring the camera down on them instead of move them. Because again, they're nocturnal. So they're sleeping. And one thing that's interesting. So crested geckos, another common name for them is the eyelash gecko. Because they don't have eyelids, but their crest or the little spikies all over their head and their body kind of look like eyelashes. So some people call them an eyelash gecko, but there's one literally, oh, I think I woke him up. I just don't want him to jump out because they're so tiny, but I'm going to bring the camera down. Let's see, could we perch you here? That would be so perfect. Stay. Stay. Stay, I say. We're going to do this together, guys. It's going to work. What about there? That'll work. I wanted him over by the light because he's right there. Literally right there. So I'm going to open the lid and you're going to see that little fucker. Let me zoom in. Hold on. They're so tiny. Give me my zoom in. Zoom. so cold. Stay, you piece of shit. You got me in a... I love this song. All right, you ready? That's the baby, and that's my finger. That's one of the babies. And then the other baby is actually down in that little leaf cluster. Oh, you can see him. See that little face right there? Oh, he sees me. He's like, I don't know about that. That's the itty bitty babies. They are so fucking small. So goddamn small, I know. Hand for scale. Short. I'd yell it on him. You see the little one down there moving? Are you gonna come climb up and say hi? Oh my god, they're literally, what are they, 4 days old now? They're just so cute. So, let me see. If I put my flashlight on them, I can tell the difference. Jeff, my love, how are you? These are the itty bitties. I know they're so fucking tiny. I can tell the difference by their colors, though. Okay, so this one on top is actually Ember, and the one crawling towards us, that's Rodbert. Baby Rodbert was the first to hatch, but Ember is definitely the more adventurous. But yeah, you can't see him now because he's hiding under the bowl, but baby Rodbert's right down there, and that's their fruit mush. And that's the babies. But yeah, it's interesting. So they're nocturnal, but you can't really, it's weird. The only way you can tell they're sleeping is their eyes kind of fall into their sockets because they don't have eyelids, but their eyes kind of sink into their head when they're asleep. It's really weird. Another way you can tell that they're awake is their neck respirates. I don't know how to put that. You can see them breathing really heavy with the on the bottom of their face. Right, and that's why I wanted to show you guys an adult one, because there are a lot of geckos in the world that are naturally this small, like all the time. These guys, they've already grown a lot actually, which is weird. Hi little babies, you're so cute. This one's already getting his eyelashes. This little fucker. I can see your little eyelashes growing, you cute little shit. But it's really, I can't really tell, like, what morph they're going to be yet or anything like that. That's really hard to tell until they molt a couple times. But they definitely didn't end up white like their mom. Their mom is, like, pure white with just, like, a splatter of black and orange dots on her back. These guys, I don't know what they're going to be. Harlequin Flames is my bet. Or maybe a Halloween Harlequin. Maybe. Ember might be a Harlequin, Harlequin Halloween, which basically just means 3 different colors on them, but they're like red and orange. And this little guy's a lot more red and orange. My lights are kind of, you know, catered to not enhance reds and oranges. But this little guy's got a lot of little reds and oranges and cool markings. And if I could show you his little tail. He's got cool white stripes on his tail. I really don't want you to jump out, little guy. Oh, are you going to crawl? Oh, you're so cute. I don't want to hurt your head. Are you too close to the top now? No. Okay. Are they just not the cutest, sweetest things you've ever seen? They're little feetsies. They're so cute and so little. I bring them with me everywhere. They sit in the kitchen when I cook. You're so cute and little. You're just so cute and little. And it's crazy that I literally, like... Do you see that one? He blends in with the stick. But that's the little guy. And then if I move that food bowl, you can see the other guy. But I don't want... He's kind of crouched under it. I don't want to hurt him. But the other one's, like, right there. Under the food bowl, kind of crawling towards us. But yeah, they camouflage real well. And that's why when they're babies, they tend to be a lot more dull. So they can camouflage and kind of, like, you know, blend in. And then as they get older, they get a lot more vibrant. Oh, there his head moved. You're so cute and little. They're just the weeest little geckos. Just the weeest. Oh. He's like, I don't know about this. This is bright. All right. We'll leave you to your sleeps, little ones. We love you so much. They really do prefer it dark during the day, which I understand. I know it's bright out here in the world. Say bye, little. There's this little tail. Oh, cute. Wonder, can you see the little guy on the bottom? I don't want to tip it too much. I don't want to tip their food. But that's the little geckos. I'll put them here. I'll put them in our background so you guys can see if they do something. If they move around. Oh, not right now. No updates. Not today, camera. What's in that bowl? Is there a bowl around me? Oh, what they eat? Like the geckos? It's fruit mush. Do I have a little baggie of it? It's this stuff. So, this is what I mean when I say crested geckos are crazy easy to take care of. Did I put you way the fuck over there? Yeah. Did I fuck up my focus? I thought I turned autofocus off. What happened? Don't fuck with me. You bastard. Anyways, it's this stuff. I mean, there's tons of gecko brands of food out there. Pangea is the most popular, but it's literally a powder you add water to, but it's basically powdered fruit. That's all they eat. Like crested geckos and my other geckos that are up here, Leachianus geckos. They're from the Caledonian Islands? Hold on. Yeah, New Caledonia is where they're from. And it's this really unique band of islands that it has no natural predators whatsoever. So it's really crazy. Up until like, I want to say it was like 92 or something like that, we thought these geckos were extinct. And then they started finding them on different, because we thought they were only on the main island of New Caledonia or something like that. I'm iffy on the history. It's been a while since I read about it. But they went on the other islands and they found more and more of these geckos. They're just really, really good at hiding. Their camouflage is phenomenal. And there's so many different colors and variations of them. But even in nature, all they eat is like rotten fruit. They lick rotten fruit off the forest floor. That's kind of all they do. Or they eat like flower syrup. What is flower syrup? Not pollen. Nectar, like flower nectar and stuff like that. And so in captivity, we just have powdered water or powdered fruit. This is for babies. I got this specifically for babies, so it's growth and breeding, but the only difference is it's got a little bit of, what are they called? Bugs. It's like cricket powder in there or something, like extra protein. But every other day, I put like this little bowl in each of my gecko containers, and that's all they eat. They're really easy to take care of. Which is why I wasn't too freaked out when they ended up pregnant. Oh my god. This clip, Rod. She's such a fucking baby. Seriously, in all sense of the word, this is perfect because we have a couple things. We have some music videos and cool shit to see. This is great. This is just proof that she can be sweet when she wants to. It's not muted, is it? No, it's just really quiet. Look at that girl. See? She's a sweet dog. She really is. She just is kind of a cunt as well. I mean, honestly, Rage, you know this. Poodles they think they're lap dogs. She has no idea she's huge. She has no clue how big she is in any way, shape, or form. Like if I let her, she would curl up in that cinnamon roll squirrel thing on my chest and face. 100%, they will be lap dogs forever. Ooh, I'm grabbing. There's a new Pete and Baz that I'm really excited about, Lizzie. That's the one BDO threw at me earlier. Look at her. Oh, she's such a good girl. They're lap dogs no matter what. They have no clue. Like, Trick crushes me sometimes. Can I get an opinion on shoes? I want to add some 80s and 80s color and have a couple customs in mind. As long as they look nothing like the Twitch merch, I'm here for it. Okay, we have things in a certain order. We have to watch. Now I've listened to it on the Daily Show. Have you heard the cringe invoking way he like tried to woo women? Who do I want to know? I fucking love Sleep Token. I got to see them live. They're so good. I think I slept too hard. Oh no. I try to keep him out of my everything. In every way possible. It's okay. No, I try to avoid all of his everything, as I'm sure everyone here does. He's just such a waste of everyone's energy in all the ways. But I bet it's gross. I bet it's close to assault. Probably has something to do with just like getting his way. I don't know. He's gross. I love you, Lizzie. Take care. Oh, Kenny, they're incredible. They sound spot fucking on live. It was so amazing. I saw them at Red Rocks too. So the Red Rocks, I'm in a very safe blue state. We're actually, Colorado's actually like, we're like an island amidst a lot of red. Like we're surrounded by red, but Colorado is very safely like, blue, like where the vast majority of the population is goes very, very blue, and we vote blue, and it's safe. It's great. We're actually a sanctuary state as well, which I think is important to bring up. We're a state where like, if you're in one of those terrible red states where like doctors can't give you trans care, trans health care, gender affirming care, anything like that, abortions, just genuine like female sexual health care. There's a fucking fruit fly in here. We're a sanctuary state, so you can come to our state and get health care regardless of if you're a citizen or not, or is it a citizen of the state? Resident of the state, which is really cool. I do live in a safe area, thank fuck. Yeah, Washington's a sanctuary state. There's a lot. I think most strong blue states are sanctuary states like that, which is amazing and good for people to know if you're in a terrible state that is trying to limit your healthcare in a fucking horrible human rights way. Make sure to vote always. Thank you. Register to vote and vote. Vote. Unfortunately, it's that time of year where I'm probably going to say that a lot, but for fuck's sake, it's so goddamn easy. Just do it. If you give any fucks about me or anyone in our community, you'll vote. Thank you. We definitely do, yeah. Seattle's in Washington. Yes, sanctuary state means the entire state is a sanctuary state, meaning doctors can't refuse gender-affirming care in that state as well. They can have their license revoked for doing that because it's against the Hippocratic Oath. That's doing harm because making it like not offering that type of health care doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It means it's going to happen in an unsafe way, like abortions, etc. Things we've always seen in the past that are terrible. A lot of red states purged voter registration. So if you haven't checked recently, you should go check now. Absolutely check. Always check. I checked mine as well. Even though I'm in what I think is a good state, it's always good to check. Yeah, absolutely. Same, C-Town. So hard, same. All my fellow G8 peeps, stay safe today. I just heard a thunderclap so loud it scared crows out of the trees near my house. Storm's going to be wild. Please be safe. That means probably people on that coast, right? Jessifer, absolutely. So I can travel to Colorado to get an abortion. I'd be able to, even if my state is illegal. Yes. That is the definition, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's one fruit fly that's just hovering around here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the definition of a sanctuary state, right? That's what I'm saying. That's why I try to share this kind of information. As far as I've been led to believe, that's like the sanctuary state. I don't know what happens. Like if can your state penalize you if they find out? I have no idea how far that goes in terms of like the return to your state or what they can do or what. I think it's probably state specific, but I think that's the same. Like you can travel into Colorado and have gender affirming care. And when you go back to your home state, can they arrest you? I mean, Florida did that, like, anti-drag shows in public, i.e. anyone that appears to be trans can be arrested for being trans because it's considered a public drag show or some bullshit like that, right? I hate saying it out loud. It's disgusting. I don't know. Did that actually go through? We have some Floridians in the chat. That's why I ask. We're about to get 2 solid days of rain, and then the hurricane is going to push through Georgia. Lots of rain and then wind. Power situation is going to be sketchy. Please be safe. Maybe don't rush the grocery stores, but, check your freezer. Check your non-perishables. I read articles that some red states are trying to check if you're going out of... That is so gross. Drag shows are super fun. I agree. I've, however, never seen one outside of a club in my life. I've never heard of one outside of a club. I don't think that's real. I'm in a terminal red state, Nebraska. I just checked my registration. Literally took 30 seconds. Fuck yes. Thank you for checking. You're still registered, right? Hell yes. Have cash on hand. Fill up vehicle with fuel. Do not go out in the storm. That's really good advice. Yeah. It's just not safe. And it's not saying you're not safe on the roads or that you're being an idiot. It's that other people will be. Branches will be falling and flying off of trees. Trees will be falling on roads. You don't want to be that person under that tree. Like, it's just best to stay inside. Although, I feel like I'm preaching to the crowd because we're all shut-ins, right? Who the fuck's going out? I checked in Indiana. It took about 30 seconds as well, and I'm still active. Fuck yes. I check twice a week. It's so nuts here right now. Really. Nebraska is super important this year. Please vote. Please vote, Nebraskans. In the motherland, where it's very, very corny. I feel bad that I like made an entire character from Nebraska. The one I went to was being done in an axe throwing place. That's incredible. I had to reschedule. Wait. I don't think there's a drag ban here, but Florida Def has some sketchy shit going on. It was a bit ago, and it was basically like there were some states, and I think Florida was one of them. I mean, they're always trying to jump on the bandwagon of being terrible, unfortunately. Not Floridians, obviously. Like, there's a lot of good people down there. It's the political status. But, like, they were trying to make it so public drag shows were illegal. But it was a way of making it so, like, say you're walking down the road and you see someone who you believe is not dressing according to the gender you believe they should be dressing according to. I don't even know how to word that because it's such bullshit. You can call the cops and say, there's someone dressing in drag on the street. And you could be, like, fined a couple times and then go to jail on, like, your third offense. And it was essentially a backdoor anti-trans law. That's exactly what I wanted to say. Thank you. That's a good way of putting it. It was a backdoor anti-trans law. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked. Oh, C-Town, no shit? Are you gonna go see him? You'll have to tell him I say hi. He jumps in chat every once in a while, so he knows I'm ClassyKatie too. A lot of Floridians suck. A bunch of right-wing fuckbags moved here because of dish shit stain. Ugh, dish shit stain. I know, it's so horrible. It was gross knives. I don't remember what it was. I was gonna say 8K, but at that point, 8K, 10K, it was it's disgusting, whatever the fuck it is, but I don't know if it actually went through or not. Because that's anti-human. It's just gross. Florida has a lot of crazy old people voters. Sadly, thankfully, my parents are super anti-Trump, and in Florida, good. You can be as crazy as you want, just not Trump crazy. Florida would be so great if it wasn't like 75% Floridians. It is really great. I've been so many times. I've had such a good time. Like, and I'm not a partier in Florida. Like, I go to Cocoa Beach, the other side, where there's like barely any people. And I've had such a nice, relaxing, chill time. But that was like before the Trump era, so God knows. Why are they called foot warmers and not toasters? You know, sometimes your puns are ridiculous. You might be onto something. Abortion and recweed are on the recreational marijuana is on the bill in Florida this year. Please vote. Check your registration. Why is everybody trying to say that being trans is a sex and kink related thing? I just stopped doing my makeup when I go shopping, or all the crazy old ladies are calling me a drag queen and accusing me of traumatizing children by being so openly sexual. And I live in Canada, so I can't even imagine how bad it is for some of my U.S. queer folk. It depends on where you are in the U.S. Everywhere it's a political thing. I don't think there's anywhere in the U.S. that's like a trans haven where people just feel 1000% safe. Anybody in the queer community, I don't think. Unfortunately. Like, honestly, I think there's places that are more positive and more accepting and more safe than others, but there's shitty people everywhere. Oh, 100%. I worry for people of the whole queer community, and I worry for trans people 100%. All of my friends. Like, when I say stay safe, I hope people know what I mean by stay safe. And it's so sad that we even have to say that nowadays, but it's like, stick to safe places and safe communities. Like, I can only speak to the experience as a queer woman, but I will never walk down a dark alley in the middle of the night by myself. I should be able to. Anywhere. Naked. fingering myself on the way. I should be safe, untouched, but that's not reality, and we have to face the reality we live in and be safe for the reality we live in, unfortunately. It's unfortunate, and it's sad. Don't jerk off in public, but you know what I'm saying. Like, nothing you do deserves or, you know, should attract the attention of someone that's going to assault or crime on you in any way, shape, or form. Period. I live in New York, one of the bluest states. There's someone in my neighborhood with a Trump flag. It's gross. Same. I live in like almost 100% Mexican neighborhood, very, very blue, and the one other white house in my neighborhood has a fucking Trump flag, and like a blue stripe flag on their car. What is that? The Blue Lives Matter fucking bullshit thing. Everyone should, and that's sad. It's a reality that we just have to stay away from. My solution is moving to a Chicago suburb. Is it a solution? Did it help? Even Washington State gets real red as you travel east. 100% red. 100%. And like, as a person that grew up as far eastern Washington as you possibly can get without being Idaho or Canada, I think I can speak to this. As red as it gets, the education level and the sense of intelligence and just like academics, just it's like this. It's like red intelligence, just like, or what is it, like this? You know what I'm saying? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I got to college, I basically had to teach myself again. Real school. I should be out naked, dark out, and fingering myself. It is. It's very red. And it's red because of it's red for reasons, sadly, that aren't like when living in Eastern Washington, I never knew anyone that was anti-queer people, anti-gay people, anti-trans in any way, shape, or form. They're red because a lot of things, because they're insanely low income over there, and they get fed a lot of misinformation, and a lot of it is they don't want to be taxed anymore because taxes are the vast majority of their income, which is super fucking low to begin with. Like, people raise families and own a home over there working at Arby's their whole life. That's possible in Eastern Washington because the cost of living is so low. But a lot of it, they vote, and they don't have like, and I don't say that there's no opportunities even offered for an education to be educated enough to like read into more than just surface level politics or whatever. You know, like they're very what's the word? They're a good example of how when Trump was campaigning the first time, he went to a lot of what we call flyover states that people don't really go to campaign, they don't really talk to, they don't really care about. And he went and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to support all your coal jobs and I'm going to build a wall. And he basically just went around to these places that don't normally get anyone to come to them and promised them everything they ever wanted, lied out his fucking ass, got their votes, and that's how he got in. Because of fucking electoral shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's quintessential to Eastern Washington, is what my feeling was over there. It was like, they're not listened to, there's not enough people. Like, I've told you guys before, if you look at like the map of Washington State, one sliver of it, like I would say a quarter of the state is Western Washington. Once you hit the mountains, every single human being that lives east of the Cascades has the exact same area code. And it's still to this day, if you got a cell phone over there, you'd get the area code I have. And I got mine 18 years ago. That's how few people are in the 3/4 of the state, arguably. Like, the vast majority of the state isn't populated at all. So their vote ends up not counting. They get bitter about that, and then it ends up against me against them, and it ends up sports. Fuck those blues. They make our votes not count. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. Really, like, I think everybody's vote should count, even if I don't agree with you. If you vote, sure. I hope you get educated, and I hope you're voting for good things, but, like, preying on people's fears very, very much. What up, Chris? How are you, love? This is a hell of a conversation, but an important one nonetheless, right? It sucks. I hate having conversations like this, but it's something that's important to have, especially when we started talking about it because we were talking about, like, sanctuary states, like states where they have trans-affirming healthcare regardless of whether or not you're a resident of that state. They have states, like Colorado is one of those. Colorado is another one of those states where you can come to a Planned Parenthood in my state, even if you're not a resident of the state, and you can get health care, whether it's an abortion or birth control or whatever you need. You can actually have appropriate health care. You can get breast exams, all that kind of stuff. Check your titties. Seriously, like all of that. It's good to know that kind of stuff because no one should have to sit there and, you know, feel a lump or, God forbid, have to carry a parasite in their uterus when they're just not ready, and that's not fair to either party. Your school stories are horrible, and I grew up in the sticks in Ohio, which was poor and red. You experienced a whole nother level. I mean, it's like... It's true. I mean, even to this day, it's probably my hometown is probably exactly the same as it's always been. It's just there's nobody there. I know the population's exactly the same. I don't know how it maintains the same. People die and then they're just staying there and birthing and their kids are birthing. But like it's still 1,500 people. 1,500 people maintain the town, like my hometown, I guess you would say, the town I graduated from. And it's still that big to this day, but like with less businesses, which is crazy. I mean, I think they have a gas station, a church, a bar, but like, you know, when you see like in shows and shit like that, they show like a small town America, they always have a main street. My hometown has a main street, and it's, you know, what you would probably call 2 city blocks long, but it's just straight. There's no like turnoffs, and it's little businesses line either side, and the post office is in the middle, and the rest of them are just deserted. And there used to be some rotating businesses. Like there was a little library for a while. I don't think that's open anymore. There was like a new age witch shop called the Purple Door. There was a donut shop. There was a dentistry, and they would like sometimes fail and sometimes whatever and rotate in and out. But after COVID, the town is now dead. But people still live there. The schools are still there. They have to levy every year just to keep the schools open because there is a school system literally 15 miles up the road. Like 15, I would say 15 minutes. I don't actually know the miles because in Washington State, we just measure everything by minutes. But 15 minutes up the road is a town called Colville, which has actually like pretty good sized schools that are established. And my school was so fucking small. I mean, when I graduated, I think in the high school, so 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade was only 200 students total. And I think my class was like the smallest because half of them were in the alternative school because they had had babies or otherwise. No judgment, just happens. There's no Planned Parenthood for like 2-hour radius of my town. So what are you gonna fucking do? It's disgusting. So like, it'd be easy for a school 15 minutes up the road that is actually established and has more than one elementary school to take in that, you know, population. The only reason it stays open is because I don't think they could send buses out that far. Like I was the second to last bus stop, and the bus stop up the road was only a half mile more only. Second to last bus stop, and I had to catch the bus 2 hours before school started. So I caught the bus at like, what time does school start? 8 or 9? It's been that long, I don't remember anymore. I caught the bus at like 7. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning because of course I had to shower every single day and then fucking straighten my hair pin goddamn straight. Of course I did. I would get up like 2 hours, hour and a half early before school. We had to catch the bus super fucking early. If we had to go that much further, because the population of people going to those tiny ass schools is so spread out. It's crazy. Like that town, Colville, was an hour drive, just me driving my car, probably speeding the entire way on a bus, like a school bus with stopping the whole way. I have no fucking idea. It would have been insane. I think that's the only reason our schools could stay open was just because Kettle Falls basically soaked in all the county kids, all the kids that just lived the fuck out in Nowheresville. And then there was a small population of them in the town that made up like this tiny little suburb of like, I want to say it's 2 streets, but I think it was literally just one circular street that connected to the high school on both sides. I don't even know. Yeah, buses only can go so far. And seriously, like, where me and the last bus stop lived was a friend of mine named Ray. Where we lived, no shit, we had the choice. We could have gone to the Itchaliam School District, which was the native school district. But the native school district was like one school. So like elementary school, middle school, and high school all went to one school. Some grades only had one student in them. And my mom was like, I already know. I think this was her logic. She already knew we were going to get just a grade D education at this Kettle Falls School District because it's middle of fuck nowhere and there's nothing. And that might have been even lower. But we lived on the res, so we could have gone to either school. We were just that far out. 600 to 1,000 kids per grade. Wow. Oh my God, cannabis jobs? Dude, do it. Fuck yes. That looks like such a fun job. I'm sure every once in a while you get an asshole, but that's any service job, right? That's the logistical problem with the US. It's so big. And you can live anywhere, but legally your kid has to go to school. Like I think like there's truancy or you have to apply for homeschooling and stuff like that. And I don't know how different that is in every state, right? The school near my mom's picks the kids up an hour before school and then they get home 2 hours after school is done. That was, I think we got, that was, yeah, that was about similar. I think it was like an hour, hour and a half ish, depending on the weather. One time my bus slid into a ditch in the snow. That was pretty scary. And you know what they did? They just sent another bus. They were like, fuck that. My tiny town was a tiny college, was the magnet for the rest of the county partly because of that. That was kind of like that town Colville I'm talking about. That they actually had a community college. It was very, 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 very small. It was like an outlet of a community college in Spokane. So like there's the Spokane Community College, but Spokane was literally like 2 hours ish drive from me. And then there was Colville, which was like an hour from my parents' house. And they had an outlet of the community college there. And you could I did actually a couple like, you know, I was in high school, but I took some courses at the community college to like get pre-credits or whatever. It was so stupid because then I ended up going to university, and because I was an idiot child and was not ready to be an adult yet, I ended up like just looking at the school catalog and being like, okay, these are all the classes I have to get done. I might as well do them at the beginning. And a lot of them was like English 101, blah, blah, blah 101. I don't know. English 101 is the moral of the story. I ended up taking English 101, and it was so tedious. I fucking hate writing papers. And when I passed the class, at the end of the quarter, my teacher was like, "You know, you didn't even have to take this class. You took the pre-English because I took some sort of like English prereq in that community college. So I took it twice, and I've never been more. I'm still mad. 100% knives. Yes, like you. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think anyone, and that was a lot of the reason my parents did never, like, you know, I got expelled in 8th grade and I had to go to like all this weird counseling and therapy and blah, 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 because they thought something was wrong with me, et cetera, et cetera. I was just bored and drank before school. That was it. There was nothing like existential. I mean, there's things wrong with all of us, right? But nothing was like screaming. I wasn't screaming for help. I was literally bored. And they made me go to all this shit. And like, so it was I want to say it was 8th grade. So you graduate from 8th grade, like middle school, right? And then you go into 9th grade, which is high school. It was May, like the beginning of May, if not the end of April of my 8th grade year that I got expelled. And I had to go to some counseling. It was like a week went by. I wrote a letter to the superintendent, like, I promise to never do this again. I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. I have no idea what I wrote. And they were just like, you can just skip the rest of the year. Like, I had decent grades. I didn't try hard, but I'm not like, you know, I pay attention-ish. I had decent grades, and they were like, we'll just take your grades. You can just go to high school. So if that's not, yeah, I think they definitely did that. I think they just didn't give a fuck. It was just a matter of just get you out. Because, like, I mean, what was the point? It's not like you were going to get any more if you had to do it again. School or jail is what I tell my kids. That's kind of, I mean, no shit. I'm the first of my siblings to graduate high school and the first to not go to jail yet. You can clip that for your kids. I have 8 siblings and I'm the second youngest. So, you can't take personal experience and generalize it, but like, I'm proud of all you too. Good job staying out of jail. Shit sucks from what all my siblings say. Literally, I think my graduating class was the first graduating class that didn't have to pass all the state testing. Like, we still had to take it, as everybody else did. Like, the WASL was what Washington was. The Washington basically, it tested your school to see if they were actually teaching you. We had to take those, the fill in the bubbles, you know, but we didn't have to pass them. Yet, I mean, who knows? At this point, like, depending on what way our country goes, being me just could be illegal. A gay vagina owner. I don't know at this point. I'm just scared everywhere I go. Why did they wait the entire semester to tell you? Get my money? I don't know, because they're asked, because they're not responsible, I mean, for even telling me that or looking into it. I think my teacher just saw it. That I now, basically in my transcripts, it says I took English 101 twice. I got the same grade twice, too. I think I got an A minus or a B or something. I had a school, K to 12, of 167 students, and kids were pushed through just because some teachers didn't want to deal with them, 100%. Usually what happened in my school, which was really sad, because, like, I got expelled and stuff, had to go to all this therapy, and these therapists told my mom, they're like, before we had the language, I don't even know if ADD or ADHD was, like, an official diagnosis or something in the DSM yet, to be honest, but they told my mom I had some sort of hyperactive disorder, and my mom didn't take me anymore. She was like, we're not going to go to that therapist anymore, because she didn't want to get a diagnosis in me, because in a small school district like mine, there was no actual special education courses. There were no extra teachers. We didn't even have enough teachers. Like I've told you guys before, my softball coach was the football coach, was the history teacher, was the current events teacher, was the PE teacher for all grades in an entire high school. That's just one example of how far all the teachers were spread. And my mom, bless her, I'm thankful, but also it sucks. I didn't know that I just thought I was stupid for many, many years, because she didn't want a diagnosis on my head, because I would have just been shoved in a room with usually a parent volunteer or some sort of teacher's aide volunteer who just gives you a coloring book for the rest of your education, and they just push you through school until you're old enough, until you're 18, and then they graduate you out, because they don't have it. But they are, like, by state law, they're supposed to give you a special environment to do your special things, because we're all so special. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I struggle bust through normal kid everything, and just thought I was a fucking moron until I got to college, and one of my teachers was like, you should go talk to somebody. I think you have ADHD. And I was like, what's that? And I went to the school therapist, and within like 3 minutes, she giggled and was like, you should see a professional, haha, and gave me a professional's referral. And that was the start of this. I feel a lot better now, but like, I still deal with a lot of like, am I an idiot? No. I have to coach myself through moments like that all the time, still. Sounds like small town schools. Mine had a class size of about over 100, barely graduated, 80 each year for high school. Yeah. That was pretty normal for the classes below my class. My class was really small for some reason. I was the first in my family to graduate college and get arrested, and I did it on the same day.
Motherfucker, cheers to that. Congrats.
I'm too paranoid to do anything that breaks any rules, but also queer people are not safe in jail. I respect rules. Most of the time. I respect the ones that make sense. I don't want to lie to y'all. I have a problem with authority. It's fine. Cheers. We had this Second Chance Kids program. My husband's cousins were part of it. They pushed him through. Oh, no shit. Second Chance Kids. The fuck is that? No, Sleaze, I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD until... I want to say like my sophomore year. I'm trying to think which math class it was, because no shit, that's exactly how it went down. I've always had a problem with math. And it's because I just don't learn, and I'm sure I speak to a lot of you in this way, I don't learn the way that the education system is designed to teach us math. I've told you guys this, like, I can do long division, but I'll miss a lot of the work in the middle because my brain moves too fast and I figure out the solution before I can write it all out, shit like that. And I finally had one math teacher, Professor Richardson, if you're out there, thank you. He was determined to get me to learn, I can't even, was it trig or, no, I took trig in high school. I had to go all the way through so much math in college, and it's been too long now, I can't even remember which math class it was, but it doesn't matter. He would sit with me after class, I would sit in the office hours with a friend of mine, Cecilia, and we would sit there, and he would just teach us, he would teach us the same math problem for, like, infinite ways, until we were like, holy shit, that one made sense, and suddenly I was getting straight A's in math, where I was like a struggling, crying, strong C my entire life when it came to math. And then I went to another math class where it was just a lot more test-based, and I want to say that was linear algebra or something like that. And it was this lady teacher, and I cannot remember her name for the life of me. She was so nice, though. And I had one of those, I guess they're related to ADHD, I don't know, but one of those moments where you sit down for the test, I wrote my name down, and suddenly my brain just died, and I blacked out, and all of a sudden the hour was over, and I had written nothing down. And my teacher said I was, like, shaking and sweating the whole time, and she literally pulled me over after class, and she's like, I'd like you to go see the school psychiatrist. If you don't see this as an invasion of your privacy or anything, but, like, she was very nice, because I'm, like, in college paying for classes, I was very much a front row, like, I'm going to get all my money out of this kind of kid and get it over with. And so I participated in class and shit. I was not a sit in the back of the class, be a loser kind of child in college. I was on it. I changed a little bit. So she knew I was not stupid. I went to the school psychologist. She giggled after 3 minutes, sent me to a psychiatrist out in the real world, like with a referral. And I never took like a test for ADHD. I never took like I've heard people have to take tests and stuff to get diagnoses. It was just, it was an hour appointment, but after 15 minutes, he was like, his eyes were just really big, and he just kind of like kept kind of looking at me like, huh. And he prescribed me ADHD medication. I got the diagnosis on the spot, but I think I was like sophomore year. So what is that? 20 years old. I mean, before that though, like in my family, saying someone had ADHD was a joke for someone who was hyperactive and annoying. Like, wow, they're so ADD. And then I got that diagnosis and I was like, wow, that made a lot of sense. But I guess I've listened to some psychiatrists on YouTube and stuff talk about how for girls or assigned female birth people, ADHD a lot of the times doesn't get diagnosed, or it's really underdiagnosed until those people become adults and finally reach out for help on their own. Because a lot of symptoms of ADHD in assigned female birth people are deemed like positive. So like being very type A, over-organizing, cleaning a little bit too much, cleaning all the time, constantly rearranging furniture and trying to find the perfect fit for it, but also you're cleaning the whole time, being kind of a constant host all the time if you're around other people, because you just want to make sure that the volume of the room is perfect and everybody's feeling okay and happy, because if they're not, they hate you kind of thing, is very much encouraged, versus little boys, we're going to say, are assigned male at birth, for lack of a better wording, the traits of ADHD that come out, or ADD, however the fuck they define it nowadays, I think it's just a spectrum of ADD, tend to be like being boisterous and outspoken and loud and talkative and kind of more hyperactive, like more physical. And therefore it's seen as a problem, quote unquote, and not just that they're a child. God forbid you've had children and they're sent off to get meds for it sooner than later. But I think it's also a lot of the time misdiagnosed because of that as well, because people just have a boisterous child. They don't want a child. I don't know though. Trans women get missed as well for ADHD, even when we're male presenting at the time, because our brain functions are more or less the same as a cis female. Imagine. It's almost like you're female. Sarcasm oozes out of her nose for those just listening. I mean, you know what I mean. You are female. I truly believe that. The outside stuff is just the skin sack holding the soul. We're not the skin sack. We're the soul inside. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's almost like your brain got accidentally put in the wrong meat mech. Thank fuck part of the world lets you fix that, and I hope the rest of the world gets their shit together, for fuck's sake. A lot of diagnosis stuff is for children. What do you mean? Like, modern psych still shafts women with info and knowledge and research. Well, I mean, the fact that I hear a lot of doctors and shit, and myself included, still use the word hysteria. The history of the word hysteria comes from someone being hysterical, and hist, correct me if I'm wrong, if Lizzie's listening, she will, because she knows the history on this. The history of hist, like the word hist is uterus, like hist is the uterus and ovaries. So to be hysterical is to be a woman. It's just, oh, you're being a pussy. Just pretty fucked up. Female brain and male presenting meat mech, yep. Fuck these meat mechs, though. They're all so fucking broken. 100%, yeah. Like, misogyny runs deep in medical sciences, conscious or not, it does. And it's, I mean, I think it's in everything. It's like how it's systemically racist, systemically very misogynistic, patriarchal. I don't think that necessarily has as much correlation to assigned gender as it does with people's actual gender. I never identified with how boys supposedly experience ADHD, and that makes much more sense now. I know that I'm not a boy man 100%. I mean, it literally, it never is 100% right. Like, there's no such thing as 100%. And to be honest, like, if they, you know, back when we were all kids or even before, they probably made some sort of scatter graph of, you know, female with what we think is ADHD or ADD or whatever they're going to call it, and then male, big quotes on that for those just listening, scatter graph on whatever the fuck that's going to be. And, like, people like yourself who don't identify but have the meat mech of a male probably were considered an outlier, of which we are taught to delete and not count in the final results. Because math is not meant to quantify humans. Why be a pussy when you could be vagtastic? Amen and hallelujah to that. I gotta clean my bowl really quick. It's disgusting. And Christy. I have a ton of comorbidities with ADHD, but not actual ADHD, so fuck me. I feel that. I feel that with some autism traits. Like, I've never been diagnosed with that, and honestly, I feel pretty good in my skin right now. I don't feel like I need to seek out help for anything else. But I think there's a lot of crossover between the two. Very much so. Yeah, the prefix refers to the uterus, thus hysterectomy. There you go. There we be. Something hysteria, uterus out of place, have children, uterus won't be out of that place because medicine, and by medicine I mean misogyny. How are you, Fox? Also, there's a daydreamer inattentive presentation of ADHD that got missed when we were all kids as well. Yeah, and I think that's why, I mean, I have a DSM, but I think, let me grab it. My DSM is the 4TR, and I don't know what we're on right now. But I think in mine, I'm just going to predict before I grab it. I think in mine, there's ADHD and ADD. I think now it's a spectrum where it's the hyperactive to the more inattentive, in your own mind, quiet, reserved. I think it's 5 is the current one, is it? Yeah, mine's pretty old. Hold on. It's very tightly in there. Ugh. What do we think? What do we think is in this one? This is mine from college, my dude's crazy, right? 8, that should be at the beginning. Oh. I had an what is it? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Voss. I wonder if it's under, what do you think it's under? Oh. Delirium, mental disorders due to general medical conditions, related schizophrenia, and other mood disorders, anxiety disorders. You think it's an anxiety disorder? Mood. Dissociative, sexual, and gender identity disorders, eating disorders, sleep, impulse. Impulse control disorders, not elsewhere classified. Adjustment disorders, personality disorders. Oh, I bet it's is it a personality disorder? God damn. I've been out of the game. Let's look. Maybe it's in the back. Because I don't know. It's just a... Oh. Did you see another earmarked? I see a bent page. Are you earmarked? No. Vascular dementia. That's not it. Oh my god. Attention deficit disorder. What are you considered? It's an anxiety disorder. Feeling good. Is that the Big Book of Brain Things? It's the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 4th edition text revision, but we're on the 5th edition now. So I was just curious how this is, if they had a spectrum by now, or if they defined them differently. So it says attention deficit and hyperactive disorder, 85 and 92. This is literally from college though. We've gone forward. What did I say? 85. 83. See, this still has Asperger's, and we don't call it Asperger's anymore, right? Because that guy was a fucking Nazi creep.
Now,
That's how old it is.
Fuck you.
Asperger's.
Cock.
I'm sorry if I don't know how to pronounce it. That's the DS. Oh my God, bless you. Okay, we can look it up in this one. So we know it's an. I wonder if it's still an anxiety disorder. That's not what I want. Index. ADHD, C, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So it's still defined the same. Or I guess not defined, labeled. Let's see. Anxiety disorder is going to be in there again. I need glasses. Attention deficit. AD to the motherfucking HD. 11/32/59/66. All right, I'll keep that up. So, the essential feature of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a persistent pattern of inattention and or hyperactivity impulsivity that is more blah 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 blah. Subtypes. Yeah, so this one still has subtypes. That's what I was looking for. Whereas this one should have like a scale. We got nerdy. We're getting nerdy with it. No. I don't outwardly present as hyperactive necessarily, but I scored near max on all the dimensions of ADHD that are tested here. I feel the same, but then again, when I'm around people, I notice how twitchy I am. I'm really twitchy. I have a really hard time sitting still completely. It's very odd. And so, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy light, and giving me swings. I fucking appreciate you, by the way. Thank you. That's a lot of fucking months. A lot of people's understanding of ADHD is still held back by its terrible name. They really need to fix that. It doesn't really describe what it is fully, just the most disruptive symptoms. I agree 100%. And it's still a joke. Like, I can't be the only one that's family would, you know, if someone was being hyper or just annoying, they'd be like, stop being so ADD. So it kind of became like a thing I didn't want to be diagnosed with at all. I have no idea, Fal. I've never done it. I've been petting my dog with my foot this whole time. I have no idea. No idea. Okay, what? I've lost it already. I bet it's 59 through 66. That makes more sense. Can I go to 59 through 66? Rate plays. I'm scrolling. Where are we at? Oh my God, I got to 47. 59 through 66, right? 59. I'm really excited to see if it's actually that. Oh, it definitely looks different. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder diagnostic criteria is the first. Is that the first thing? What was before that? No, that's nope. Neurodevelopmental disorders. Attention, yeah, that's it. A persistent pattern of inattention or hyperactivity, impulsivity that interferes with functioning or development. That's different. Let's see. Inattention. 6 of the following symptoms have persisted for at least 6 months to a degree. Is it safe to read this, or are y'all gonna go self-diagnose and get scared? You can look at this on your own time. It's fine. It's not like I can scare you. We'll look at it together. It's fine. Zoom in. Whoa! We can be scared together. It's fine. Inattention. Note, the symptoms are not solely manifestation of oppositional behavior, defiance, hostility, or failure to understand tasks or instructions. For older adolescents and adults age 17 and older, at least 5 symptoms are required. Talk to your therapists. I've never even taken this before. Often fails to give close attention to details or makes careless mistakes in schoolwork, at work, or during other activities. Overlooks or misses details. Work is inaccurate. B, that was A. Often has difficulty sustaining attention in tasks or play activities. Example, has difficulty remaining focused during lectures, conversations, or lengthy reading. C, often does not seem to listen when spoken to directly. Mind seems elsewhere, even in the absence of any obvious distraction. D. Often does not follow through on instructions and fails to finish schoolwork, chores, or duties in the workplace. Example, starts tasks but quickly loses focus and is easily sidetracked. Right, Katie, please. I've been looking at ADHD memes and being hit hard. I'm way ahead of you in the self-diagnosing. I know. I've actually never read these before, and it feels harsh. Often has difficulty organizing tasks and activities. F. Often avoids, dislikes, or is reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort. It's just, are you repeating my report? That's why this is so familiar. I was literally going to say, it sounds like something my parents would write up about me. It's our report cards. Oh my God. Katie often avoids, dislikes, or is reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort. Katie often loses things necessary for tasks or activities. Katie is often distracted by extraneous stimuli. Katie's often forgetful in daily activities. I'm feeling... Oh no. Hyperactivity and impulsivity. 6 or more of the following. So this is the hyperactive. So what was that? That was the inattention. Often fidgets with or tap. So teachers just had this book. Katie often fidgets with or taps hands or feet or squirms in seat. Mishy often leaves seat in situations when remaining seated is expected. Glut often runs about or climbs in situations where it is inappropriate. Knives is often unable to play or engage in leisure activities quietly. You're late today. Trick just did at whatever it was. No idea. Bless them. Is often on the go, acting as if, quote, driven by a motor. Often talks excessively. Often blurts out an answer before a question has been completed. Often has difficulty waiting his or her turn. Often interrupts or intrudes on others. Several inattentive or hyperactive impulsive symptoms were present prior to age 12. These are just more stipulations for it, but that's so different than the one I have in my lap. It's interesting how much has changed. In like a relatively short amount of time. What's the copyright on this? Am I going to feel disgusting? Should I even look? Copyright year 2000. So, really? Yeah. That makes sense. Cool. It's fine. It's cool. Diagnostic features, associated features supporting diagnosis. Prevalence. Population surveys suggest that ADHD occurs in most cultures in about 5% of children and about 2.5% of adults. That low? Okay, but listen, some people talk slow or I want to say a thing. That's why text is the best, because whoever you're speaking to can read things in order. But why can't you answer a question before they finish it? It's efficient. Oh, I feel that spiritually in my bones. This book is 24 years old. I know I'm feeling a little aged. But it's very, very different. This doesn't have those like diagnosing features really like listed out by that way. Like that way. I'm so sorry. Speaking is difficult. But I mean, honestly, it wasn't even thing like on our minds. Like I wouldn't have even thought to look at this had I not been diagnosed with it. It's interesting I didn't have it earmarked, to be honest. Probably because I was actually going to therapy and didn't need to look at it. Diagnostic criteria for attention deficit hyperactivity. Yeah, they're I guess they're kind of listed out the same. There's a lot less details. Like in this one, it has the parentheses, the whole lot of fill in. But again, this is the revised, what is it? The text revision, whatever the fuck. I don't know, whatever I needed for school. Anyways, we don't need to look at the fucking DSM. Wow, sorry. Is this a... Hold on. Often has difficulty sustaining attention in tasks or play activities. Often does not seem to listen when spoken to. Often has difficulty organizing tasks. Often avoids... Yeah, those fit. Snores what? Yeah, I feel that. It's actually a super interesting book. I really got into it because of the abnormal personality disorders and stuff like that. Like, they were fascinating. Like, I learned, like, you know, what schizophrenia truly is and what DID truly is. Like, you know, again, it's defined differently today than it was 24 years ago. Wow, old, I know. But, like, it was still much better than what TV and comics and movies had me believe about things like that. And, like, what it truly was, I guess. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know. It was fast. I found it very fascinating. And it did help a lot when I was in, like, just working in, bipolar disorder. That's earmarked and opens quite easily. Should we go? Let's not go that deep. It's fine. Both of the geckos have crawled to the top. They're so cute. No shit. You got your username from the DSM. It should also be noted the DSM-5 is now 10 years old. That's what I'm saying. They changed. There's probably DSM text revisions or whatever that are further, like a 5.1, 5.2, because like this is the 4 TR, that's text revision, but it was the 4. Now there's the 5 point whatever. I'm sure they do that. Val, they're so freaking cute. I opened stream today. We held an adult gecko, not one of the parents, because the parents are like tunneled away and I don't want to pull them out while they're sleeping because it stresses them out. They're nocturnal. But they're both in this container, and one of them is right there, and one's really right there. And they're just seeping, and they're so cute, and they're healthy, and they seem to be doing okay. It's crazy. It's so weird. Like, a huge part of me was like, I did something wrong, and they're not going to hatch. I've never fucking, what is it? Incubated an egg before? I don't think that's so far, you know. I don't think a lot of us have ever incubated an egg. I had never incubated an egg, much less the egg of an accidental egg of a reptile before in my entire life. So there was part of me, a very small part of me that thought I fucked up or something went wrong, you know, because, like, I found them when I found them. I had no idea if, like, I found them on time, and then they hatched for Rod. Of course they did. So we have baby Rodbert is the first one that hatched out. And then the second one I named after Burning Man. I named Ember because she's a little bit, I have no idea. It doesn't matter. Well, it does because I have to separate them. I don't want more babies. But, like, one of them is more red and one's more golden for now. I don't know if they've gone through their first molt, their first, like, shedding. Usually baby geckos shed a few times within the first few months that they're alive, and they get more color and get a little bit more splotchy. Their parents are really unique. I had no idea one of them was a boy. They're now separated, thankfully. But, like, one of them is called a harlequin, and one of them is called, like, a confetti. One is pure white with just, like, it looks like an ink splatter of black and, like, red just dots up her back. And then the male harlequin, I don't know, you'd have to Google it. They're just crazy. It means they have 3 colors on them, but it's kind of in a specific pattern. So I'm really curious to see how the babies turn out, but I totally didn't do it on purpose. Like I have so many geckos. It's crazy. They're really easy to take care of, but nobody needs this many geckos. I don't need this many geckos. Nobody needs this many geckos. Here's the Madeline song. I found it. Minus the crazy AI. I'm all tied up. I'm so tangled. This song is really good. I'm sad it was an AI video. I fucking hate AI. Fuck AI. Cheers. After to the tits with that person. Lizzie, did you get to see Spence Sutherland? Excuse me. Stop it, little bong. Oh! Hold on. I got you, boo. You're gonna love it. Excuse me. Paris Paloma, yes, please. Right to the tits with you. Cheers. Adeline's a cool name. Wonder why that's... Maybe because it's a cookie. A lot of weird thumbnails going on over here. Retired transcriptionist, what her favorite word from the DSM was, and if she could spell it without looking, esophagogastroduodenoscopy. I mean, it's just an endoscopy. I guess it's like an unnecessarily huge word. I guess, you know, like if we were doing that, we would just say an endoscopy that's breaching the duodenal sphincter of your digestive system. That's such a ridiculous word, my God. And why would that be I wonder why that's in the... Yeah, why would that be in the DSM? Or is that just like is that in the Webster's? What is it? Not Webster's. Tabor's? She might have been thinking Tabor's, because DSM's like, it's the mental, it's like the book of abnormal mental disorders or whatever the fuck. But the general dictionary I unplugged myself for, god damn it. Lilith did it. Bitch. It's probably in this bitch, because this probably hasn't changed much, right? Endo, what the fuck? Dun. Esopho go gas. Oh my god, there's a note in my oh my god, what do you think this is? I can't even tell you guys. This is literally the email addresses and home phone numbers of everyone in my anatomy and physiology lab. This is an artifact. You must, that's crazy. Wow. Edinoschnoonis. What was it? Edinoschnoo. ESO. Fat. That's not what I want. I think I went to a new song. Don't worry. We'll play the video in a minute. Or whatever we had. What did I have? I don't know. I got distracted. You did it again. Sorry. Isofa, go gastroduodeno. No shit, they have every fucking form of that except the one you have. They have esophagoenterostomy, esophagogasterectomy, esophagogastroanastomosis, esophagogastroplasty, esophagogastroscopy, esophagogastrostomy, esophagojejunostomy, the jejunum, malacia. Mike's probably better at this because coding. Esophagomycosis, esophagomyotomy, esophagoplasty, esophagoapplication, egophagoptosia, egophagoscope. But there's no duodeno. I wonder if it's outdated. Is it new? Because I understand how all those words go together and what they would do, but like, I feel like I've been done dirties. It's essentially just explaining where a scope is going, right? And how it's ending at the duodenum-ish, or it's exploring the duodenum. But it ain't in here. Motherfuckers. Punch him in the jejunum. EGD is what your gastroenterologist would do if you had acid reflux to diagnose. Yeah, I would assume that because it goes to the stomach, right? Put a beat on this, Katie has a rap. I could do it. I can freestyle pretty well. Do you think they're all the same still? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they add things, but it's basically an encyclopedia. It's a medical dictionary, medical encyclopedia. Not encyclopedia, medical dictionary, excuse me. I'm going to look at what's the copyrights? I don't know how often they update these, to be honest. I'm sure they just add to them and probably change them. Wow. So the copyright I have is 2001, but the first copyright's 1940. Oh no, mine's 2005. So copyright 2005. So it's 19 years old. There's got to be a new one by now, right? I honestly just spent do I have my water out here? I've forgotten my water. I'll have to make you a promise. I'll drink water. I kept all my medical, I have, deep within there somewhere, I have, all my anatomy and physiology books, and I have my, all my respiratory therapy books, because the resale on them is non-existent. And I spent so much money on all of these goddamn books. Just so much. Bill's under here laying on my foot. They're always with us. Okay, this is Spencer Sutherland. Sorry, this is what I was going to show you. They're great. I think you'll like them, Lizzie. Down constantly of the shirt so that your ass isn't hanging out or your vagina isn't hanging out or something, and you're just constantly doing that. Almost all of my older clothes, they start to break down right behind the back seam, right there, and there's holes from just constantly pulling shirts down. If I'm gonna sit down, God forbid I'm wearing denim and my ass is gonna hang out, gotta pull that shirt down. It was just nonsensical. So those ones, you just cut them into crop tops, because thank fuck, low-rise jeans are out of style, and so you kind of close the gap that way, you know what I'm saying? A 28-year-old leather jacket, that's fucking gnarly. Oh, man. Too big now, but I love it. Anyhow, no shit. I think the oldest... I have my grandpa's flannel. It might be older than me. I don't know. I have one of my grandpa's flannels, though, and it might be older than me. And that's why Sarah's crop tops. Boosh. It's the way to be. Seriously, this thing's like 10 years old. Anything that's long or needs to be pulled down constantly like that is older clothing. It's phenomenal how fashion changes that way. Random ADHD tangent, we love them. Have you seen this nerdy clothing store online called Slightly Wrong or something? And they have like movie posters where they misquote what the official one says. It cracks me up so freaking hard. Oh, they do it to make nerds angry. Wait, they do it on purpose? Because stop it. I probably shouldn't see it because I will like it. You tell me I can just casually piss someone off for no reason by wearing a shirt? Have fun working. TwitchCon was fun. It was a blast. I'm exhausted, but it was super fun. I would unironically wear them as well. Same. I love that shit. Like, pissing off people who take things too seriously or people that are super fucking ultra sensitive about bullshit. It gives me kind of like a lady boner to the extreme. It's an illness. I am such an asshole. Don't show it to me. Don't show it to us. We probably shouldn't be allowed to see this, right? A pair of jeans that are 20 years old, dude, but not in style, just in great condition and still fit. Just keep them for a few more years. I swear to God, I think fashion comes around every 18 years. I think that's it. And if you have something like denim or, you know, like a wool sweater or something like that, that stuff, if you keep it safe and away from moths and stuff like that, that can last almost forever. Why is there a little lemon? Because Rod was streaming from my computer. He took care of all my animals. He took care of all my house and my dogs and all of... The geckos were born, Vex. They were born under him. He is the true mother of dragons. The fairy Rod mother, if you will. So I put lemons in certain places. And I just haven't had time to change them. I haven't had the want and need. I've been very tired. But he is mother of dragons. Of course, the geckos were born on Sunday. Sunday night. Both of them were born. Oh, they're so... Do you want to see them? I can show you them before... It's the end of stream. Hold on. Let me find someone cool to raid, and then that can be the last cool thing we see, because they're super fucking cute. I would love... They're both on top of the enclosure now, so you can see both of them. I don't think we have any more mice. I don't think. No more have come out, or whatever, however you want to say it. There were none this time. None were captured. I think we're good now. Thank fuck. Okay, hold on. I'm excited to see. I look at the little babies far too often, so this gives me a couple chances to look at them extra with you guys. I know. Am I sleeping by my OxyClean? He's my most sweetest boy. He's best boy. Of course they were, Mayo. Of course they were born on Sin Day. Of course they were. Their names are Rodbert and Ember. One is more gold and one is more red. At least the first day I took pictures of them. Who knows, though? They might change. I'm just making room for them because the light over there makes it a lot easier for you guys to see them. So I'm going to angle the camera. They're really tiny. If you look at the VOD of this morning, I actually took out one of my full-grown geckos to show everybody what they were like, what size they are when they're full-grown. Of course, without a tail, because it was the only one I could find. They're very nocturnal, so by the time I'm streaming in the morning, they're tucked away in their leafy little hideaways, and they're hiding, and they're dead asleep. But one was sleeping on the glass of the front of the enclosure, so I was like, and snuck that little bee and brought her over and got to show you guys. But the parents of these babies were I think an extreme harlequin, if nothing, just a harlequin and an ink splot. So pure white with little speckles, like confetti speckles on their back. And then the other one is just like all the colors, like black, red, yellow, and some white detailing. Just two really pretty geckos. And these guys look nothing like their parents, either one. So I'm excited to see how they turn out. In a moment, I have an idea. We tried to balance the camera on my mic stand earlier, and that was just not it. But this might work pretty well. I have a doggo behind me. Sure do. Thank you for moving over, Bubba. You're a good dog. You're a good boy. So. They're very, very little, and they're very nocturnal, so I have to be very delicate with the two little BBs. But they're right there, and I'm going to try to move the camera down so you guys can see them. Boss. Yes. You might work. You showed that. You'll work. Don't. The camera might freeze, don't worry. Easy reset, but it does it every time I move it. She's a picky bastard, I tell you. Are you gonna tip? Gonna be a little bitch about it? Better not. Oh, of course you are. This is a octahedron that you're sitting on right now from, what was it? Gone? What was the octahedron from? Gone? Oh my god, I think it was Gone. Wow. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. You guys are definitely going to see them. They're going to be right there, but I'm going to turn on the focus and see if I can focus it better. Okay. Are you ready, kids? They're so small, so I gotta be very, very delicate and be on the lookout for them to jump out at me because they're so small. So. The camera's shading one, so I'm gonna try to move them a little bit. But there's the two BBs. So the one closest to you is Ember, and she's much darker. And then the one closest to me, this is Rodbert. Rodbert was born first. So Rodbert was born technically Sunday, and then little Ember was born technically at night. So we're going to say the next day. I don't know. We could say they're twins. But those are the babies. I'm sorry the camera's in the way of the light. It's all I've got, so. But they're so fucking small. It's kind of a miracle that they're right up top right now. Hand for scale. They're just little jelly beans, and they're sleeping because they are nocturnal, and they're just super fragile. And this is honestly like the biggest enclosure you'd ever want for a baby gecko. And these are like, what, 4 days old? 4? And they're already getting their little crests. So fucking tiny and cute. Fun fact about crested geckos. So geckos have those like sticky pads on their hands so they can climb, and they super blend in, and they get brighter as they get older. Crested geckos, so if you can see the end of his tail's got like kind of a thicker, flatter end to it, it's actually another like functional toe, kind of. So it has the gripping and the sticky power just like each toe does, but it's on the pad of their tail right there, and that would stick to anything they want it to stick to, and it helps them climb. But they can also drop their tail just like most geckos can. The sad part about crested geckos is that they never ever grow their tail back, ever. So if you got to see the girl that I brought out this morning, the full-grown girl, she doesn't have a tail anymore. I have no idea. I think I adopted her tailless. I don't know when she lost her tail. But it's super sad because once they lose their tail, they would never have it. So we call them little frog butts. So these guys both have their tail. This little guy's got his tail wound around the tree. But this is Ember. And you can kind of see with that bright-ass light. Hold on. I make it a little bit... it doesn't matter, the warmness. You can see that Rodbert is more gold. So I'm curious because they're both of them have the same parent. Obviously, they're from the same clutch. But their mom was pure white and had those speckles down her back, and their dad's a Harlequin. So I'm curious to see if either of them pick up any of that white gene, and Rodbert looks like the most likely to come out with some cool genes that are white. Look at him looking at me. I'm sorry. I know. You're getting your little eyelashes, and they're so cute. You're so cute. This one, I can see Ember definitely has some spots on their head. And you know what's funny? I don't know if this is common, but Rodbert has a perfect X right in the middle of their skull. It's adorable. I don't know why, but little Rodbert's got a little X in the middle of their head. Super fucking cute. I don't know. They're so tiny. Hand for scale. They're about as... I mean, they're growing really fast, but when I mean, 2 days ago, they were about the size of little jelly beans. Now they're like... the size, if you've ever had a Hershey bar, the squares, each like rectangle of Hershey, they're about the size of a Hershey bar square or Hershey bar rectangle. I also have an X in the middle of my skull. It's why I'm the perfect target. Jesus fucking Christ. That's hilarious. What up, Robo? These are the babies that were born. I know. It's funny because they don't have eyelids, so they'll lick their eyes to like moisturize them, but when they're sleeping, you never know if they're actually asleep or not. I'm gonna try to zoom in on them. Oh, look at those cute little fucks. But one way you can kind of tell is that their eyes sink into their skull a little bit. And that means they're sleeping. It's not a perfect science. Oh, that's the best focus we're gonna get. Look at them. They just... Eyes on you, motherfuckers. Look, they're so... Literally, how... Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They are 4 days old. They look very different. This one looks much more Harlequin. Ember... Sorry, you can't see my finger, probably. Ember, this one on this side, looks much more like a Harlequin versus... I'm curious. But you've got your little mitts like your dad. Oh my god. I don't know if you can tell, but Rodbert has little black fingies. So that might be Harlequin too. I don't know. What are you gonna look like, you cute little shits? They're getting their spikes though. Oh, I can see your cute little spikes coming in. You're gonna be so cool. You're so cool already. They both have their dad's little black fingies. I think they both have their black fingies. I had to go to the pet store yesterday and get this stick because I had nothing that would fit in a small container like this. But they need, you know, some fake foliage and just like something to climb around and give them a perch like this, but they're not very good at perching yet, so I have to be very, very delicate. And I literally took one of my nail files and I went through and sanded off the corners so everything's not sharp so they can't hurt themselves. Aren't they fucking adorable? I know. I love them. I carry them everywhere with me and I just kind of stare at them. Yep, literally the rock down there, that was Rod's contribution. You guys can't see it. It's towards the camera, but there's a rock in there. That was their first piece of furniture ever. And then I went and bought this stick at the pet store. It was like $7. It's spider wood. But they blend into it so fucking well. They are so... I could just stare at them all day. I know they've done nothing, and they're just sitting there. I swear they're real, and they're alive. They're just so fucking cute. You are so cute. I can't get over you. My voice is dead. Ooh. You guys are adorable. Everybody loves you. And now we get to watch them grow and be little monkey geckos together. See, you can totally tell the difference now, huh? I contributed points at rock. Real, though. They don't do much. Even the adults don't do much. Seriously, a live stream would be so fucking boring. They pretty much look for food, and once they find it, they eat it, and then they go back to sleep. They have no natural predators in nature at all, so they don't necessarily need to be, like, smart or with it in any terms, so they kind of aren't. No shit, it's just the way geckos are. Like, you should have seen the... Oh my god. Can you see him in the background? He's on his back. Look at that dog. Trick just wants to be part of the show, okay? He's a little bit jealous. He'd like everyone to know he's here. He's fucking ready to party. They're so ready. But yeah, those are the children. This is the eggs. So if you heard me talk about gecko eggs, if you heard any of us talking about them or people asking about them, this is what the eggs were. They turned out to be two little healthy, fully formed babies, which I totally did not do on purpose, but we're grateful they're here anyways. They're super cute and we'll love you. You're lucky you're cheap and easy to take care of. Oh, he looked at you. Or me. You looking at me? I ain't doing nothing, bro. You're good. You're so cute. They've already got little arm rolls. You've got little rolls on your arms. It's just so cute. I love you so much. You'll never know how much I love you. Oh. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna say they probably want to go back to sleep. I mean, they sleep in sunlight, but the noise and me and the disturbance is probably not their favorite. So say night night. Night night, little ones. We love you so much. You're so cute. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, see, we've disrupted. You're fine. You just stay right where you are, little one. Oh my god. Hold on. Since he's moving, you might as well see this little shit crawl. He's pretty cute. Are you getting hit by the lid? I don't want you touched by the lid. Okay. Look at them. Oh, they're so fucking cute. Anyways. Stay where you're at. Okay. So cute. Everyone loves you. You're just don't be against the lid, okay? Thank you. So cute, and I love you so much. They're like little fucking monkey. I know. And then there was Trick. Oh, my sweet, perfect boy. He has nothing but love and good intentions for the world, and this is how he shows it. Didn't you know that you're my hero? Sometimes I show my belly worm. I'm falling asleep 'cause I'm so fucking bored. What's in the bag, mother? He does. He's very much a dick up boy. He's got to cool his bits off. He gets hot. He's like his mom. He runs hot. You know what I'm saying? Wow. There's my boy. Still is sweet. Still is adorable. Love you so much. Sweet, sweet summer child. On that note, I need to go take them out, and I have to pee so fucking bad. I can't think straight. So, back down, dick up. That's the way I like to sleep. That's real, though. Okay. Yeah, that is him, actually, all the time. Cheers and happy 420 to any of those 420ing. I have baby geckos quite near, so I have no clue what that would do to them, to be honest. None. I don't think I'll smoke near them, but I'll post cheers you all. I think we'll have movie night tonight. We shall see. Probably. I don't see why not, which is in like an hour and a half-ish. Yeah. Hour and 45 minutes. So if you are into just like hanging out in silence, we have a channel called Shh, where we all watch movies and stuff like that. You're welcome to come hang out. But in the meantime, I'm going to rate a random channel that you've definitely never seen before. It's totally not a channel just dedicated to fucking to just like, I always say it horribly, to just, it's kittens. It's a whole bunch of kittens. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.